Yeah.
He literally like handicapped Nurgle for like multiple decades, if not a century. Um, he has like blinded Abaddon. He literally hurt the hive mind multiple times. Like, I'm sorry. And also, even discounting that, 10,000 custodies. Good luck, guys. Very good luck. Decades, if not a century.
No, not only that, but then you also are gonna have to deal with the fact that for other organizations are also definitely gonna
Oh
come
yeah,
in
no.
there.
The
The
Inquisition.
ecclesiarchy is not going to just sit back and
Well,
let
yeah,
you.
absolutely. Like, literally every like garrison on Terra is going. Like, even if they don't know what's going on, as soon as like gunshots are like heard around the Imperial Palace, everybody get to the palace now. Like, I'm sorry, and you're going to have to deal with probably millions of Astra Militarum alone. Good luck.
But yeah, that's assuming you can even get to the palace, because this is probably the most heavily defended world in the entire
I mean,
Imperium.
I'm assuming that the Grey Knights could literally just like real politic their ways and mask their intentions to get to the palace. Because, that'd be stupid to just land on Terra and go guns blazing
Yeah, it would be.
because you're not winning.
But they have made the Grey Knights do some pretty stupid fucking shit. I
Yeah, the
mean, the
Grey
whole idea is stupid in general.
the Grey Knights are like the stupidest faction within the Imperium by far, and it's not even close.
But also, isn't the whole point that if the Emperor got off the thing, he probably could just fix it in a different way. He probably could just. He probably is that powerful that he could
He is the
substitute
most
for.
powerful psyker in the universe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he would also probably just literally mind bend reality to tell to go back in time and tell Malkador to not do this stupid shit.
This must
I
be what
like Mel.
Mauler feels like.
Yeah, he is like I. There isn't even like a other fantasy equivalent of how stupidly broken the Emperor is. Like he's insanely broken. Like I would say that he
Well,
beats
yeah,
a Luvatar.
he literally has to be. He is like the
Like
single most powerful character with it that is not an actual like chaos god.
I mean, even then, he is on
Hmm.
par with the Chaos Gods.
Yeah.
Like I would say he is stronger than like Morgoth and Sauron by like gigatons. If we are saying that
You
like a
guys haven't
Luvatar,
read Malazan Book of the Fallen, and it shows.
I have not.
um, would you say that he's stronger than Eru Iluvatar? Like, I
Uh,
mean,
hmm.
is Iluvatar causatic?
It does depend because like for example, I'm bigger into the older lore of 40K. I haven't I never got over call old the warp squirrel with his uh thousands of Astartes just squirreled away somewhere without anyone noticing.
I mean, there are
Um,
legions squirreled away somewhere in the warp that no one has seen in a long time.
well, that's the war.
Yeah,
Uh,
that is a bit
like
different.
here's, so like, crap.
I
Like,
promise, chat, we are actually here to talk about Eye of the World. We just have to get 40k out of our systems first.
yeah. All
Oh
right.
yeah, we're
Philip,
gonna have to do
so
some of
wait,
the major
yeah.
40K stuff eventually.
I feel like we can definitely do some 40K stuff because a lot of those books are short.
Yeah, Caiaphas Kane or something.
Everything
Yeah.
by Dan Abnett to begin with.
Uh,
True.
okay, and then we just ban like we have to moratorium the Horus Heresy because there's no way we're
Yeah.
doing all the Iron Hands books. I'm sorry.
No, me and Dav months ago were working out a coherent list of the stuff you could skip in the heresy.
All Iron Hands books you do not need to read. I am
So
sorry.
we
You
can
do
just
not.
we can just refer back to that and do it that way.
I think somebody on one of the only good contributions that Reddit has made on the internet, somebody on Reddit made like the list of like what you have to read in order for the Horus Heresy to like be coherent and like is actually good.
That's great. So we can put that Redditor in the oven last.
Yes. Just barely last. So, hi guys. We are once again
Hello.
here to talk about Eye of the World. We are obviously not doing a great job, as we spent the last 10 or so minutes talking about 40k.
Hey, but this time we don't have like a time limit because Jake finally broke his boomer inhibitions.
Broke his.
Yes,
No,
let's go
no,
with
I
that.
dragged him kicking and screaming into the modern age.
Yeah, none
Hey,
of that sounds at all dodgy anyway. Okay. Well, one way or another, we're not tied to StreamYards now, so yes, we have more freedom. And less people, because the guys are assholes.
I think Ark hasn't made that much progress on the book though.
I think I'm too busy watching Attack on Titan.
No, we finished that again recently.
But what about second Attack on Titan?
Oh, that's the game. Yeah, no, I did spend a couple of hours playing that earlier on, I'm not gonna lie. These Scarlet Drops, Rangi, they're breaking my heart.
Those Scarlet Drops are rough, but yeah. So where were we when we ended the stream last time on Eye of the World?
So, did you do one without me, or
No, we
Nope.
haven't. The one you were on last was the last one. But we
yes?
have decided in the future we're probably going to do that where if at least two people show up, I think we can run it.
Indeed. So, last time on Eye of the World Z, we ended with Tam's monologue, or well, his flu-induced rants and like delirium as they're escaping the family farm and trying to flee back to Amon's field during winter night. And that was where we left off.
Wow, were we really that far back? I thought we at least got to Berlin.
I thought so too.
Yeah, no, I tried getting us to the Manifaran monologue, but
Wow.
Well, the
Okay.
good news is we don't have that 2 hour time
yeah.
that limit.
Alright, well, it's probably fresher in your guys' minds than it is right now in mine, so take it away.
So basically, after Rand finds out that he's adopted, which isn't good, and that he's from a far off land that he didn't even know existed until like literally 5 minutes ago. He is still running from like all these Trollocs and stuff, and he's just praying that Tam is silent because, well, otherwise he's dead. He's killed one Trolloc and like stopped their evolutionary process, but he
That's
can't
only a
keep that up
theory.
long. Listen, okay, I think of it as a meme, and I find it really hilarious.
It's
So
not the
I'm
only
keeping.
one that talks, it's just one of the few.
Well, yeah, because they have their own language, but yeah.
It is a funny meme, though.
Yes. The Taveran pull is so powerful that it stops evolution.
I mean, that'd be a good way to do it, right? If you could stop the Trollocs from evolving, then you might have a chance of stopping Myrddraal from being born.
Well, I mean, you just have to build a gigantic wall across the Blight.
I mean,
'Cause think about
Shinar tried that.
you just have to prevent the swords from being made, really.
So what we're getting at is basically you need to nuke Thakandar. Just to be sure.
Yes. Um, and
Yeah.
we see.
Does
So
it?
Rand basically comes back to Emmonsfield, and it is looking like a war zone.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because obviously it would be attacked too, because it's like the nearest settlement.
yeah, and it's the biggest settlement as well. Luckily, however, Moraine and Lan are here, and well, they are the two like big balls characters of the franchise, and they are currently teabagging the Trollocs and the Fate and the Eyeless, who are leading the attack.
Yeah, and
Uh,
what's particularly interesting is how well this actually builds up both of their power early on, because they're kind of just mysterious kind of travelers. There's a bit of intrigue before this, but it's like the idea that they essentially took out down
A small
mostly
invading
by
army.
themselves. Yeah, yeah, but without that much help, like I'd imagine the villagers helped somewhat, but like,
um, yeah, they were like taking down some of the Trollocs. However, like the Eyeless were entirely them because, well, a regular human who isn't even military trained isn't doing crap against an eyeless. Like, Robert Jordan is very clear about this. Even Lan gets a level of fear from an eyeless.
oh yeah, they do a very good job making a lot of the uh eyeless that's the fades, right?
Yes, they go by many different things. Actually, wait, my Halloween PFP was a fade, so I'll pull one
Eyeless,
up in
Fade,
chat.
Fetch, Lurk,
I don't
Mirdraw.
I was gonna say uh yeah, they have a lot of different names for them. I like Fade the best because it's kind of just it's a kind of easy one. There's kind of an eerie sort of thing with it.
You have to respect that
If you
Jordan
want
went to the
to,
amount of trouble that he did. Like he gave every major thing has its own name in every major culture across the
yeah.
world. Like that level of detail is not something that most, like not even Tolkien really went to that depth.
If you want to pull that picture up onto the stream
Mm,
to like give people some context, because it's like the aftermath of spooky season.
what
Give
picture are
a
you showing me here? Hang on.
uh,
Which of the many chats?
look in game here. I'll just.
Yeah, I think he put it in game show.
Oh, I thought Rengi was running the stream.
So confused.
I pinged you.
Ah, there we go. What be the? Oh, okay. How do I do that?
You just
I
add hit the plus for your sources, and it should come up as a image.
yeah,
You can then just
yeah.
and
Okay.
yeah, and then you can just pop the image in and move it to a layer where it's visible.
You cheeky bastard! Why won't you let me do that? Yes, fine. Why, Gizo? Why do you have to do this on stream? Why couldn't you have said this just before stream?
My bad.
Okay. I will just no. You know what? Fine. Good enough. Is that coming up?
Um, it's not on my. Well, there's a delay, so we'll have to wait. Yeah, there it is. I see it.
Hey.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. I can see it. It'll work. That's good enough. I will take it. I've hidden our faces now, but what are you gonna do?
Ah, that's fine. You can hide it whenever you want just by hitting
Yeah,
the eyeball button.
So let me
ironic.
just. No.
Yes.
Why? Bad thing. Do that. Yes, good.
But yeah, to be fair to Lan, I also would be afraid if I saw that thing.
Well, it is literally just in like human like freaking nature to fear this.
Hey, I'm getting good
Um,
at this.
No.
Shut up! I'm watching
You
it
know,
in
are
real
we are
time.
we are we avoiding Gizo? Okay.
No. I'm just. I had a little trouble getting
I
his.
know, I was joking. Oh yeah, that worked.
It kept grabbing the wrong layer for him.
um, like some of the villagers have actually put in work, like Master Luhan, who is like actually a pretty decent guy with an axe because he's a blacksmith.
He's a good dude.
Yeah. Uh, like basically, Matt's whole family is like the dudes in that family are kind of built because they're blacksmiths and like hunters and stuff. Same with Perrin's family. So
Yeah,
they're
I mean,
active.
this is rural village life in a medieval setting. Everyone's probably kind of jacked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't get to be
Um,
real skinny.
and then like Rand takes Tam to Nynaeve and she fixes him up, you know, make sure that Tam doesn't further get into the dementia. And we find out that like hold on, I'm trying to find my place here. Um that like Rand is just a mess because he didn't know Trollocs existed until a few hours ago.
That's not the
And
only
also
reason.
yeah, and he found out like he's adopted. He his whole life's a lie. His mom is not
Not his
really real.
mom.
Yeah. His mom never existed.
Oh no. His mom existed. Just his stepmother.
Yeah.
Yeah, she objectively had to have existed. Otherwise, there's problems. Unless there's something in the future of the book.
Unless Tam is a
Yeah,
very persuasive liar.
yeah, I mixed that up. And like we basically see that Moraine and Lan have just soloed and doom guide their way through most of the Frolics and Eyeless that are there, along with like Tom Merlin, because it's Tom Merlin.
This is also when we learn about Moraine being an Aes Sedai.
Yeah, she's casting a lot of weaves. I think she mainly is using fire and air and spirit because that's what women are more capable of. If you've watched the show,
I'm sorry.
and yeah, I'm firstly I'm very sorry. I'm only watched one episode and it's horrible. Holy God!
Never
She
anyone
uses
never anyone watched that show. Avoid
yeah,
that
she
show.
uses earth and she brings down the wine spring in, and well, one, women can't use earth that effectively, and two, that in is very plot important. Uh,
Yeah, because I know the dragon when we got the prologue thing he brings in the mountain. He when he dies he created like a giant mountain like
Yeah,
with fire and earth.
huge ass volcano.
Yeah, yeah. So I assume yeah that's what males are better at, and I think
yeah,
it actually said wind and water. I think Moraine
Earth
has a
and fire for
conversation with
men, air and water for
spirit.
women,
water.
and spirit equal amongst the two.
That's
Oh yeah,
good to know.
spirit's equal. It's kind of like an Atla in a sense, where like each bender has or like each avatar has like their favored one based off which tribe they're or like which nation they're from.
I am gonna have to take your word for that. That's right, chat.
Yeah,
I do not care about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Dink's about to be shot.
I didn't say anything
Oh no,
bad about it. I
I
just don't
get
care
it.
about it.
I was gonna say yeah, it's not like he's older. It's not like he grew up with it.
Yeah, I can make the same comparison to Michael Scott's Elemental Lords books. It's just like Earth Lord, Fire Lord, Wind Lord, and oh yeah, the last one we never got, you asshole. You George R. R. Martin me, and I have not forgotten.
Damn.
Egwene is also taking her role as like the apprentice build.
Wisdom.
Yeah, by helping Nynaeve, and Rand is very distraught because he can't really help like heal because, well, he doesn't know herbs.
Yeah, and I think this is a good point to say that I really like the way the two rivers kind of village or towns are structured, where, like, for example, wisdom seemed to be like a universal thing in the culture of the two rivers, and then they are basically like, I kind of always like the trope of like the kind of minor magic user who might not even know they're actually doing magic. That's like the rural, like, country kind of uh version of it, where they're kind of working stuff out like herbs and stuff,
Sure.
and going off of like generation by generation training. I've always liked that angle.
Yeah.
I like it with the wisdoms.
Well, at the risk of spoiling the very, very smallest of things, you're gonna like it more because it's something that doesn't get forgotten in the books.
Oh, absolutely. We see it like all across.
Everywhere has their version of a wisdom. Yeah, I don't think that's too much of a spoiler.
Yeah, they just
Yep.
go by different names.
Well, even Camlin sort of has like a mention of kind of a local healer who does like herbal stuff.
Oh God,
Yeah.
was it wise women in Camelin?
No, that's just Aes Sedai in Camelin, I think.
Yeah, they have access to like actual
I think,
but they do also have like kind of they drop a name in this book specifically. I can't remember.
I think the Green Ajah are in Camelin. The Wise Women are in a certain R place, Gake.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, no, it would. Well, I suppose there would be greens, but it makes sense for there to be more reds in Camelin.
Oh wait, yeah, because that's Aladia's. I'm just assuming the healing thing.
Oh, reds can heal. They just hate
They just aren't
everybody,
that good.
and particularly men.
Well, I mean, they're Red Ajah. They eat crayons.
They are very single-minded. Yes.
Speaking of, one thing I really like with the story is kind of with how they set up Aes Sedai, going into it, where it's kind of like they're very much mistrusted and.
Well, I mean, they would be. Like
Yeah,
the story, like this, it's all there in the prologue. Like 3,000 years before, they destroyed the fucking world.
And well,
Like,
granted,
people are not going to forget that.
And granted, that's a Lewis there, and even if it were like an outside influence, think about it. Emmons Field is a very cut off place. Even if it like weren't like the Aes Sedai who literally blew up the world, like effectively the government officials coming in would be very mistrusted by the locals.
Well, and then you also have things like the Red Aja that exist that we haven't gotten a full out description at the point I am in the books yet of the Ajas exactly. But, or if they did, I must have missed it. But the Red Aja are kind of established to be a lot more zealous and a lot more hostile already.
Yeah. Like,
yep, that's fair.
Any organization that really comes into a rural area, like, should be expected to be treated with mistrust. Continuing on, like Rand realizes that the inn has been marked with the brand of the Dragon Fang, which it's like marking your house with a pentagram. It's a target on your back.
It's somebody burning a cross in your lawn.
Yeah,
Basically a
and
threat.
it sows distrust that, like, oh, somebody among us has helped the Trollocs, and we have dark friends in the neighborhood.
Well, dark friends in the neighborhood. There's a lot of jokes I could make here. Especially given the the recent cross burning reference.
And they all think, oh, hey, it's one of the troublemaking families because, well, they're the ones making trouble, but in all actuality, it probably isn't them because, well, when push comes to shove, they don't
Well,
actually
we
go
know,
for
yeah,
this stuff.
we do learn who it probably was.
Yeah. Um, and then after this, like, we just see this big mob of people just go after, like, Lan and Moraine because
And well, as far as they know, those two are the reason the Trollocs showed up in the first place.
yeah, because they've lived their lives peacefully.
I don't
Tom
know.
and
I don't know that I want to
Fade,
go as far as they know, but
well, they
in their
suspect.
paranoia, they assume.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's why I said as far as they know.
Pat and Fade and Tom Merlin come around every few years, and well,
Yeah,
nothing happens. Moraine and Lan are the only new people who come around, and well, they want heads. So Moraine, who is already very fearful and stressed out because, like, as she says, like 7 bands of Trollocs got past the borderlands, which is a pretty big feat.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It's seen it. I think they actually say it hasn't. They haven't seen anything like that since the Trolloc Wars.
yeah,
They do
because
indeed.
usually, like literally, for like since Arthur Hawking, the Border Kingdoms have curtailed the Trollocs and all that stuff. Uh, and while this requires a large amount of like communication, prep time, and all that, so like Moraine is stressing what is here that the
Yeah,
Dark One.
This is the equivalent of a Russian surprise attack on England by basically by land somehow,
And
without
they
them
go
ever
into
going
the
through Poland, them ever going through any of the other Central
yeah,
European
and then
countries.
they land in the middle of like Pembrokeshire. They don't even go to Norwich. They just like land in
Yeah,
the middle of the swamp.
yeah. It's like it's one of those things where it's like, well, this just shouldn't be able to happen. How did they
Yeah,
get this many
and
people
why
through here?
here of all places and then withdraw? Um,
Yeah, you're basically that's kind of the funny thing. It's like it is like if the Russian Federation without any use of boats just suddenly attacked a random small town in Kansas.
You mean it's
um,
like Red Dawn?
oh yes.
I love Red Dawn, by the way.
Oh, and now we get to one of my favorite monologues in like best written parts of the series, which is Moraine's like whole monologue about Emmons Field, because basically she sees like the Congers and like all the families who like we've basically seen throughout the past couple chapters, and we haven't really described it much, but the book does a very good job making Emmons Field a very lived-in place. Like you get a sense of like all the families and a lot of characters, even if they have like one or two traits, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, well, it's interesting too because you can have characters and later like reference specific people and since we've gotten a bit of a window into this, we can be like, oh yeah, I remember that guy, and he was kind of like that. I could see him acting this way.
Oh wait, I jumped ahead a bit. So an important thing to note: Rand or Lan noticed that the sword that Rand is carrying has a heron marked blade, which
Yeah,
a
that's
random
highlighted. Yeah.
yeah a random shepherd should not be able to have this.
And
Again,
not only that, Lan is also particularly like a bit cagey about like, well, I don't know if he's cagey or just. It's interesting because this is also not something most people would know they aren't supposed to have.
yeah, and it further just seeps into Rand's mind of, oh, maybe my father isn't like having these weird delirium kind of stuff. Maybe like he was actually a warrior who was like a pretty good one, and I'm now carrying the weapon of a really good swordsman.
And to be fair, from the way they explain how a heron marked blade is, this is essentially like not it's not necessarily an Excalibur, but it's probably like on a it's on a level that it's like
These are like the Knights of the Round Table swords. There's an Excalibur later.
yeah, basically it's I forget what you could probably equivocate it to like some of the other knight swords that are kind of legendary, but like it's not the best. It I it's one of those things where uh it is something that's unusual, and I was like, okay, there is it's very clear they have a story in mind for how
It
Tam
is on
actually got
stream,
the sword.
or it
Oh,
should be.
Yeah.
yeah, it always takes a minute, but yeah.
They always get described more or less as a heron marked katana, so.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the other one was the red Aja from description you guys were given earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I can get
And
rid of that one.
basically, Rand kind of realizes, oh, hey, maybe I should have like paid attention to all the ravens that were stalking around earlier. Like maybe ravens actually are the voices of the Dark One, and that isn't a old wives' tale. Yeah, ravens are not good boys in this world. Your Alan Poe is it would be a naughty boy.
Rats, ravens, and crows were the big ones.
Yes.
yes, and it's interesting because wolves commonly get lumped in kind of with that, even though they definitely are not. Within this world specifically, I found that interesting too.
Wolves are cool.
Wolves are
Yeah,
cool.
but what I mean is people think wolves are like those others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I kind of like that. I always like it when a universe takes into the idea of like misinformation, disinformation, or just people being wrong.
Yeah,
Well, you get a lot of
this
that in Wheel
world,
of Time.
this story is literally about miscommunication.
Yeah.
I'm not making that up. This is a story about miscommunication.
I can't argue with them, actually. Yeah, that's true.
He's out of line, but he's right. And then it's at this point that Moraine and Lan reveal to Perrin, Matt, and Rand, who are all gathered in the inn, that they are Taverin, which having three Taverin born within like a week of each other and all in the same area is
Unheard of.
yeah. And one Taverin can be like
No, dude, don't over or undersell it. One can change the world.
Yeah, they can be like Alexander. They are on average Alexander the Great.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Or like actually, wait, we only have one Alexander the Great. On average, they are like uh Robin Hood, like
yeah,
because most of them are like Robin Hood.
they're your legendary figures that will echo out through history,
Mm-hmm.
well, for better or
Yes.
worse.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. So like your
Yeah,
Mulans, your Robin Hoods,
your Napoleons, your Adolf Hitlers.
Your
your
Julius
most
Caesars, your Genghis Khans, yeah.
yeah the most famous Taveran that's brought up throughout this book is Arthur Hawking and Louis Farron Telamon, the dragon.
Hawkwing
Uh,
is a loose King Arthur
he's
interpretation.
mad King Arthur.
Well, Hawkwing is
He, he is
complicated.
he's implied to be kind of a bit of a conqueror, but he is also implied to have done a lot of good things.
Yeah, he basically saved humanity from the Trollocs.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And to be fair, King Arthur isn't entirely rational in the story, from what I remember.
Not entirely
So
rational, no.
I guess if my best knight cucked me, I'd probably be a bit irrational too.
And
Fair.
along with this, like Moraine also sees that Egwene is very. She has a lot of potential in the one power, more so than any Aes Sedai has had in centuries, which is, well, it's earth shattering because basically now the Aes Sedai have a nuke.
And I believe early on, she you kind of get reference to the fact that there's another person in the Two Rivers, who also happened to have like particularly noteworthy ability in the power.
Yes. And also it's very good that all of our main characters are basically this because
And very
being
quickly,
a
yet another.
being a Taveran um, basically gives you ultra plot armor, and it's in universe plot armor. So that means Robert Jordan can get away with a lot of stuff.
I
And
don't know if I'd go as far as to call it plot armor.
it kind of that Matt should have died a lot of times.
That's different.
I would rather say it's it's the old curse. May you live in interesting times. That's the best way to describe it.
That's better.
Kind
And
of, yeah.
also,
But
by
Matt.
being
Well, no, actually no. I shouldn't say that. Anything I say there is going to be spoiling something for one or both of you. So never mind.
and by being intertwined with Taveran, and the reason why Taveran are the way they are, they can basically manipulate the wheel of time. And we haven't actually discussed how. Do we want to table this?
Again, I got to pull you back on that one. It's not manipulate. It's more they can put their thumb on the scales.
Yeah,
they can guide the pattern somewhat.
Yeah, but it's not intentional. Exactly. Yeah. It's not something you can just go, I will influence it thusly and it will have this effect.
Yeah.
We haven't really discussed the wheel or anything like that, so would you like to take that, Dake? Because
you want to get into the mechanics of the world? Because, I mean, there's a lot to talk about there.
I mean, this is the first point where the wheel and Taveran and that is really introduced. So I think this is the best point where we can talk about that. And then when we get to like later points involving the dragon, we can like redefine how it works, because it's kind of very important. Like, how do we like discuss how Taveran work and how they affect the people around them?
I think the first thing to be mentioned then should probably be that it is a deterministic world. Fates are to a point not to a point, actually, sorry, to a point is misleading. Fates are, to a degree, already set out in this world. There's only so much you can do to escape what the wheel wants you to do.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a big deal for any world that you're setting your universe in. It's like your characters are locked in.
Yeah, and it's also notable that Taveran are specifically one of the only elements that can kind of shift and change not only their own fate but other people's.
Yeah, and
And
also
even then,
a
they
world
can,
in which multiple prophecies are ongoing at the same time.
yeah, they can only do so much. So, like, say you three Taveran in a case, uh, and you have one who is stronger than the other two, the two are bounded to the one in terms of like their bending of reality in a sense.
You mean Matt and Perrin?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well Rand is the stronger of the three, yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's just objective by the end of this book, given what
And
we encounter.
like the wheel basically spins out different people and all of that as religion. Okay, so gods are real in this
We have to
world.
do this talking about the main world, Gizo. You can't go into Flicker story
Okay.
here.
Well, no. So, like, the Dark One and the Light both influence the wheel and then can control the wheel, is how I've understood it.
Can influence. I wouldn't go so far as control for either of them.
Yeah.
That's kind of a point of it later on. And again, that's not a big spoiler. It's not a big deal.
I think I would even argue one of the big themes of the story so far, even as little as I've read, does seem to be one can't really avoid fate.
You can't.
No, as much as you might try, it has a way of catching up with you.
As much as you might try and as special as you might be.
Yeah.
Well, in a sense, the more special you are, the less chance you have in that world.
Yeah. The great man theory. Unfortunately, the greater you are, the more important you are to fate. So fate is like, come back.
The once and future
Yeah.
king.
And fate is willing to just smack you with a tree branch and abduct you, unfortunately.
It certainly is in the Wheel of Time, yeah. I kind of want to see a crossover there. Imagine Kratos in that world. Like, where are the fates so I can kill them? It's like, doesn't work that way, bro. Like, no, it's fine. I can stab them. I know I can. Like, no, really. Like,
no, wait. I like the idea. He's like, no, you don't understand. I've done it before.
like, no, I'm really good at stabbing fate. It's like I realize that, but I'm sorry, bro. No.
Isn't there a
no. I'd imagine it would be. I've stabbed fate before. Wait, what do you mean?
There a way for him to break fate though? It's just very hard.
I mean,
yeah.
I suppose if we actually play this one out, I suppose in theory, if he was to find a way to kill the Dark One and then kill the Creator, then possibly.
Theoretically, don't you just have to get into the boar?
Well, you'd have to. If you did, you'd have to kill the Dark One when you were in there. But it is Kratos, so there is that.
Absolutely kill the Dark One because the Dark One is.
I was gonna say his literal specialty is killing gods.
Yeah. The Dark One is also Kazadik, so.
I'm gonna have to think about this one now. Could Kratos kill the Dark One?
Dake, I think me and you can have some interesting arguments about that one in DMs.
I think we need to call Jamlin on that one.
Yeah. Actually, no.
I just have to sit out on some episode when we do Wheel of Time at some point, so you guys can have those arguments.
Yeah, Wheel of Time versus God of War. Who wins?
Me, Jam, and Slev have had debates like about this like wild kind of stuff a lot.
I feel like Balefire beats Kratos though.
Well,
but what if Kratos gets the Balefire? Because he is good at acquiring weapons.
I mean, he kind of does in in the new God,
you
in
you
modern
can't
God of
really
War.
counter Balefire's thing. So like even if you strike first, the Dark One will still hit you, and then you're just like permadead. You can't like write yourself back in.
Mm.
Oh, that's a good point. Even Kratos' usually trick you. Ew, that didn't come out well. Let's try that again. Even Kratos' usual trick of "I will just fight my way out of Hades" wouldn't work with the Dark One because it's like you're dead. Lol, I'm climbing
Yeah,
back out. Like no, bro, you don't
Balefire
understand.
is
You're
literally
dead, and
like,
I've nicked your soul. You're fucked.
yeah, you
Like
can't
I'm gonna
even.
put your soul into this horrible looking like 57-year-old woman now. Lol, Kratos, God of War.
Or theoretically, he could also just put Kratos in a bubble.
Yes, also true. It's like enjoy reliving the worst moments of your life for eternity.
Not the first time he's had that to do that, to be fair.
That's true, but there's usually a way out. Like, the Dark One's a
Oh
bit of a
wait,
dick.
well, I mean, can't you snap out of that? I feel.
See, now we're getting
Well,
into the realm. Now we're getting into the
this is the
realms of
other.
giving
Yeah, that would
Kratos
be spoiler
channeling.
realm. That would be spoiler realm.
What version of Kratos are we dealing with here? Are we dealing with right out of God of War Ragnarok, or are we
God of
dealing
War or
with?
Dad of Boy?
I would say you would probably need post Valhalla Kratos, who has like his emotional clarity, because the Dark One would probably just use like his Greek insecurities against him in like any other scenario. And if
Yeah,
Kratos is not like completely clear on who he is cooked immediately. Because
yeah, that's what I was kind of leaning towards because they make it very very clear with the Dark One how much your like mental situation and like all of that, how much I actually really love how he toys with the characters in this book.
yeah,
We have been at
that
this
is a
for three-quarters
constant.
of an hour, and we have basically boiled it down to would Kratos be able to beat the Emperor? Would the Emperor and/or Kratos be able to beat the Dark One?
I think the
Um,
Emperor. I think the
yeah,
Emperor could take him.
to to rope it back, Ringy, that is a really good thing to point out because
I
yeah,
don't know.
the
I think Kratos could take the
Jordan
Emperor.
Jordan really is good with like having the Dark One and like opponents just toy with our main characters and getting
And
inside their heads. Uh,
there's a lot of writers that try to do that and they fail because it's actually a lot harder than you'd think.
It is not easy to write compelling evil.
Yeah.
and one thing that Jordan is really good at is making really, really compelling villains who are really, really not only really fun but also really compelling.
But anyway, Moraine's speech.
Yes. Uh, so basically, Moraine is so fed up with how Emmonsfield has basically kind of treated her at this point. Like at first, it kind of makes sense. She's new and all that. She disguised herself as a noblewoman and stuff to like get in here and kind of scout them out. But like now, she's basically saved them from effectively being all killed by Trollocs in her mind. Um, and they want to effectively just kick her out and leave her to rot. Um, and it's rather rude, isn't it? So Moraine laments about Amon's field. So, and this is a really clever thing. How Emmons Field is spelled is EMOND, and then she basically says that, but with an A at the beginning. Um,
Emmonsfield.
yeah, which by the way, George R. R. Martin copied. Robert Jordan confirmed.
More than once.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's just a fact. And she starts telling the mob about the story of ancient Emmons Field, or as it was once known, Maniferin. And they are like the premier kingdom of their time during the Trolloc War. They are on the front lines. They have the best cavalry. They have a king who is a genius, like martial emperor, and he is like defeating the Trollocs whenever he can. However,
And a queen who was a ridiculously powerful Aes Sedai as well.
yeah, and she was so powerful that like she rivaled the head of the Aes Sedai in terms of
I'm
power.
gonna be right back. I just need to check on dog.
No worries.
Already,
Hello, Gizmo.
and uh, like Manifarin, as it was called, uh, was a bit like a couple tens or I think even 100 miles north of where Emmons Field is. Uh, and
A few dozen, but across the mountains, I think was the way it was
well,
described.
it's in the mountains
Yeah.
because we see its location in Shadow Rising.
Let me see if I can pull up a decent map.
Because I'm trying to think of the distance, and if you remember, right, Perrin had multiple days' ride from Manifarin to Emmons Field. And it was like multiple leaps for him in the dream.
Oh, hang on. This might be alright.
So I'm just like assuming it's like 100 miles. Granted,
yeah,
it
well,
is.
that would make sense. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. Where is
Yeah.
there is?
And throughout the Trolloc Wars, Manifarin and her allies are effectively the main block that are defeating the Trollocs. And when Arthur Hawking is about to cement the Trollocs' defeat, the Dark One and Ishmael have a tantrum and send the last major force to go kill Manifarin. And Manifarin is unfortunately destroyed before the people of Emmonsfield can come back to it, or the soldiers of Emmonsfield can come back to it. And Aemond has to sadly lose his wife during it, as she effectively nukes Manifarin to deny the Trollocs it as a stronghold to further continue the bloodshed.
Yes, sorry, I agree. I'm just trying to manipulate this bloody map.
We should also probably keep this map up for the next part.
Oh, there we go. Delay is slowly clicking in. Okay. It's not the best map, but I think it does.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So let's see.
I'm back.
And
Dog in
basically, Aemond, Aemond's wife, Tarandrelle. Oh wait, no. The Tarandrelle is a river. Sorry. His wife, Erin, Eladrene, basically, she had to nuke the city with her magic powers and effectively denied it to the Trollocs. And the people scattered like all across the mountains and through the like forests that are now around Emmonsfield.
Yeah,
But in
the
order
refugees
for
of Manetherun became the settlers of the two rivers.
yeah, in order for these people to get away from the Trollocs, the King Aemond and all of his soldiers did Leonidas and basically held out against the Trollocs to buy them time. And they held out for so long that the field became drenched in blood. And it became known as the Field of Blood. And
the blood is strong in Amonsfield.
yeah.
The old blood is strong. What the hell happened there?
That was me opening a beer.
No, not that.
I accidentally clicked the camera button and like showed my grainy wall.
Oh, that might have been it. Yeah, it was.
Oh, did it? That didn't show on screen. It
No,
probably did
no,
show.
no, no. It was only on the Discord. It showed on my screen for
Mm.
a second. It was like the camera popped up where my icon was, and then the beer opened. I'm like, what the hell? That wasn't me. Neither of those were me. But no,
No,
none
that's
of
the
that was
other
on
thing
stream.
I
No,
was
we're fine.
doing while I was getting the dog and bringing him up here. I was also grabbing a beer.
Hello, Brother Gizmo.
Um,
He says hi. If you hear a weird snorting sound and or snoring, that's him.
Yes, all him.
Basically, as all the people died in this like heroic last stand, um, it effectively was like this rejoiceful thing, but unfortunately, it happened because of like the world's indifference. Manna stood alone, but she died against the light, and even though all the Trollocs were killed by Eldraine and Aemon, uh, well, Manna was gone as a kingdom. The city was destroyed, and its people, all of its soldiers, had died, and all the women and children had now fled into the wilderness. So basically, it had died both in the best and the worst way possible at the last valiant stand, but also to be forgotten. And basically, it leaves all the people of Emmons Field just speechless that this is their history and stuff, and they never knew about this because, well, they had forgotten.
Yeah,
The
it's been
children
thousands of
eventually
years.
forgot. Yeah, it's been 3,000 years, and
No, it's been about 2,000 years since Manetherin slash Hawkwing. It's been 3,000 years since the breaking.
oh well, yeah, 3,000 since the breaking, 2,000 since the Trolloc Wars,
Yep.
and effectively all of them are just speechless and think, "Wow, what have we done? We've really regressed, and we should rethink ourselves." And this starts a really neat arc that is going to come up later. That is like my favorite arc in the books.
I do
I love
like
it so much.
Your favorite arc in the books so far, Giza.
Yes.
That's something that's particularly interesting with this series, right? Because as I am like somebody who's not that far into it, but then I'm just seeing conversations between you guys or you guys in Jam or just anyone else who's farther in the books, it'll be like, oh, I really like when this came back into thing, and I'm like, wait, that was like a relevant thing. Shit, I remember
Oh,
when that
Rangy,
thing
it is
happened.
all relevant.
I remember when
Yeah.
that was mentioned. It's that's the thing. The continuity and kind of the world building is on a crazy level for this series.
Yeah, Jordan's kinda good.
Very much so.
You know, he probably has an interesting relationship with Tylenol.
He probably does.
Oh, and while all of this is happening, by the way, Lan and the boys are just like prepping to get the hell out of Dodge. So as Maureen finishes and the like crowd kind of disperses, they book it with their main group. So they have the leaders, which are Lan and Moraine. Then they have Rand, Matt, Perrin, Egwene, and Tom Merlin.
Yes, Tom Merlin, the Gleeman.
And the most important character, the reincarnation of the light, Bella.
Okay, now, firstly,
And
that's only a theory. And secondly, I don't know if you should have gone that far.
but look, Bella does put in the work though.
Oh no, she certainly does.
Bella clocks in the double shifts. By the way, Bella is Egwene's horse.
Rand's horse.
And oh wait, I forgot because she basically becomes Egwene's horse. She's a horse stealer.
She
Well,
becomes
yeah,
she
because
becomes
they all
Egwene's
get
horse, then she
separated,
becomes
right?
Nynaeve's horse, then she becomes I shouldn't say much more actually, thinking about
Yeah,
it.
she gets passed around throughout the series. Like
Bella certainly puts the
she
work in though.
Bella goes throughout multiple double shifts, multiple like Lord of the Rings chase scenes.
She
Like
is a good girl.
a very good girl. Um, and now our group is basically off on their way, and we kind of get into a segment that I always think is very similar to like Lord of the Rings as we are leaving the Shire, minus the Barrow White. Well, actually, minus Tom Bombadil, because like the Barrow Whites are like the most accurate thing that's going on in the background. As Trollocs and Fades and a new enemy, Drakkar, which are just dragons,
No.
is how I am them.
No, no. They're not dragons, they're vampires. They're classical
Wait,
vampires.
they're just vampire bats.
Yeah, they got the super skinny, sexless bodies, the long leathery wings, the crooning song, the fucking fangs, the seduction. Like they're clearly vampires.
Honestly, there isn't a lot of descriptions for Drakkar outside of book one.
Picture Nosferatu
So
with wings.
yeah, so I always like switched it afterwards to being like kind of a dragon because Drakkar dragon.
I can see how you made the connection, but like, no, no. There's more than enough description. Like they're really frail. They're like the physically weakest of the shadow spawn. That's mentioned a surprising amount. Like Drakkar, like their whole thing is surprise and the song. If they don't get that, then anyone can fuck them up.
Um, and it is at this point where we kind of see like what the plan is. Um, the plan is to get them all to Tarvalon because, well, Egwene is going to become an Aes Sedai, and the three Beren are going to be nurtured and protected by the Aes Sedai. And then Tom is honestly just along for the ride and also to protect the boys because, well, he kind of knows them. And he wants to also
For
compose it.
reasons.
I was gonna say, you also have the fact that he is very mistrustful of the
Yeah.
the Aes Sedai, given his own background. That we learn that from this book.
Chat, can you tell which of us have read the book and which of us have listened to audiobooks from the way we pronounce things? I mean, we know. I'm just curious if you guys can tell.
I'm very curious how the audiobook like pronounces some Forsaken names because I'm going to actually like have a knife fight about some of those names.
Oh,
I'm pretty
that's
sure I can still do them all from memory.
I was gonna say, the audiobook I know pronounce because we do get some Forsaken in this book.
Yes.
Yes, Eye of the World,
I'm trying to
Agenor,
remember.
Balthamel,
Uh,
and I can't talk about
Mogadine
someone.
Mogadine does come in this
Moghedian.
book, but yeah, it's Mogdine, not Mogdian. That's
No, that's horrible. It's
I, I'm
Moghedian.
Let me check how the audiobook
along with Ishmael is here.
Ishmael.
I don't think any others come up like Bilal or anything, but I don't think there's really any like discrepancy on how you would say Bilal. And
No, I think we
if
can
the
all agree on that
audiobook
one. And
were,
Raven is obviously Raven. Samael is obviously
yeah,
Samael. Demandred.
Asmodean,
Asmodean. Yeah, fair. Graendal.
Lanfear,
Semirhage.
yeah, like the rest of them are rather like easy and homogenous in their spellings. I feel like the only one we disagree with is Mogdine.
Let's see, which ones can I remember the real names of without going to the file? Asmodian's real name is Jor Adam Nassausen. Samael's real name is Tel Janin something.
It's Tel Janin. Samael comes up a lot.
Oh god. Oh, I know Ishmael's real name. Come on, brain.
Ishmael.
What am I doing? The book is beside me. It's literally in the book. It's literally in the book fucking twice. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Lanfear is also there.
Either way, since this is like the first time we got Tom
Alan Morin,
being a major character.
Hold on, let Rangi go.
But since this is the first time, what were you guys' thoughts on Tom in the first book, specifically, at least?
I love Tom.
Tom is GOAT. Tom is great.
He is one of my favorite characters in the entire series.
Yeah. I said he was probably one of my favorites in this. He feels like that unique, that particularly good blend of practical and worldly and also sentimental.
If we had to boil it down to a straightforward comparison, Tom is basically Aragorn mixed with Gandalf, just Bilbo. Not immortal.
I would say he's kind of like the Bard. So Bilbo.
Well, I can see that. I kind of meant more in terms of who he is to the rest of the group.
Yeah.
Like, he's very much that independent, knowledgeable voice that kind of doles out information as he can.
Like, he also is pretty useful to the audience, because, and our characters as well, because...
Oh yeah, he's very much exposition character. Well, in the first few chapters, anyway.
Yeah, and he oftentimes gives out information that is sometimes opposite to that of what Moraine gives.
But it's so fascinating the way Jordan worked him in, man, because Tom is a perfect counter and foil to not only Fane, but also to Moraine.
Yeah.
Like, you get these three completely opposed characters who all want very different things. We're all there for ostensibly similar reasons and all have very different outcomes on what happens. Like, it's... even from the first few chapters, it's beautiful. The symmetry is amazing.
Haddon Faye, during like all of this crisis, has basically disappeared. He has gone MIA.
Oh yeah, no one sees Fane.
Which, to be fair, it would be fair to assume that guy just the violence started happening and he ran.
Well, no, it's fair. It's fair to assume what the villagers assume, that he just hid under a wagon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most people assumed that he was dead at first. However, later, like Lan and a bunch of others, like, see that, oh, hey, the dragon symbol and the attacks only happened on Perrin, Rand, and Matt's houses. The central village was only hit because they thought they might be there as well. So, like, they just assumed, oh, hey, Pat and Fade's probably just, like, gone and left because, danger.
Why would a peddler stick around, right?
Yeah.
I think what's notable is this attack is also happening essentially like the seasonal like harvest festival, the Beltane.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. There's so many things on at once that it's impossible to tell what the inciting event was. And it's only much, much later that we find out that the inciting event was nothing that you thought it was, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so after, like, they set off on the road, they get attacked by a couple of Drakkar, and, well, they are horrifying, because Bony, Nosferatu, things. That would scare people, especially considering like our main casts are like rather
But
young adults.
yeah, they're. I think they're supposed to be in their like mid-teens, which for a medieval world is
Uh,
basically adult, mid to
Uh,
late teens.
I always read it.
they are.
I always read Eye of the World. They were supposed to be 16, 17,
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
impression I got too.
and then just kind of add years as the books go forwards.
yeah, we see them slowly age as they go on, and this is very much a coming of age story as well, kind of like
Oh
The
yeah,
Hobbit.
definitely, yeah. Coming of age amongst a very, very difficult time.
Yeah. And the interesting thing here is you don't even because the I already understand given just how many books there are. This is like the beginning of it. This
14.
is the beginning of interesting time.
14
Yeah,
books.
this isn't if we aren't counting like if we aren't counting New Spring, this is
We're
the
not
beginning.
counting Newspring.
Granted,
Fuck
I
Newspring.
haven't. Wow, you don't like? I haven't read that book, so.
No, it's fine, but it's not necessary.
Mm,
I will give you the spoiler-free synopsis. Newspring is basically the story of how Lan and Moraine met, and her and Chewin dealing with things that they have learned. You know what I'm talking about by now, I think.
ah, ah. Okay, so basically, if you read like book 4, kinda,
Yeah,
it's like not necessarily
it's
necessary.
context. It's context to it's prequel context to stuff that we kind of get enough for anyway.
Mm. I mean, if I as long
I'm
as I
trying
get
to
my
stay
land,
vague
I'm
with this. I
fine.
don't want to ruin it for Rengi.
Yeah, as long as I get my land, I think I'm fine.
Oh, it's a fine book. It doesn't harm anyone. It's just not really necessary, I think. Now, I am going
Ah,
to do something that I have never had an opportunity to do, and it's going to give me great pleasure because Rangi has done this to me many times. Rangi, I'm going to let you entertain chat for 2 or 3 minutes while I disappear.
Yo,
Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful
it
synchronicity.
is
It's come
beautiful.
right back around. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
it's like poetry. It rhymes.
All right, I'm going to leave it
So
to you guys to entertain the chat. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I will not be long.
well, we can probably
Mm,
just delve then into more
yeah.
specifics with characters and stuff that we like without getting into the plot, because as we wait for
Mhm.
Dake. So at this point, I feel like they are definitely setting up something with Tam. I'm gonna be very interested because I assume they probably do explain Tam's actual backstory in the future.
Um, well, a lot of it is really just like explained here, like, oh, he was
Anyway,
involved in this war, but we do like figure out what that war is. I
yeah,
will say you do have to wait till book 4. Book 4 um is considered the best book for a reason. It is payoff the book, lore the book, and it is fucking amazing.
oh yeah. Outside of the Tam, I like a lot of the villagers. I think what feels particularly interesting is they're petty in that they're some of them are petty in that way small town people are, where it's like
Yeah,
I've known this person my entire life. I kind of know all their habits. I have this view on them.
like I mean, what else are you going to do in like this very, very small insular community? Obviously, these habits would like develop, and like we see that like the women's council and other like governmental like or bureaucratic organizations are not necessarily government, but much more just like pettiness of like neighbors, really, and it's just really funny.
Yeah, you get like several interactions that are like things like this person is like, "Oh, I want I want to get into this, or this, and then their like wife comes in, or their husband comes in, and like kind of distracts that.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
another thing I
you
remember is like, for example, you get like the conversation with Tam and Rand, where it's like you have the one guy that's talking and kind of complaining about the women's circle to Tam, and then his wife comes around
and then
and
he's like,
tracks him
you
away, and then Tam is
yeah,
like, "Oh, thank God she didn't realize it was me,"
and
because
then
it's like unmarried man in this village
oh God,
with his own
I'm
land.
I'm unsingle. And you also like see these sentiments, especially with Nynaeve as well. Um, most of our adult characters are like in their 40s to 50s, and like she's 20. So, you
And
know,
she's
as old,
also framed as a particularly young wisdom too. Like it's
yeah,
implied kind of. I like that they kind of imply the idea of a wisdom is they're gonna be like an old crone or like a middle-aged woman or something like that.
yes. Um, and like they do like the old thing of like, oh, back in my day, or tradition kind of song and jazz.
Which
Um,
both of which can have their place in things and can be very useful, but
yeah,
she is also a very different form of wisdom.
and also like in all actuality, who else is going to do this job? Like, hey,
She
I have
is.
a hole in my
And on top of that, too, she is kind of the village tard wrangler.
she very much is. Nynaeve is amazing because she not only has an incredibly great sense of personality and place in herself of like what she can do. She can also just like frankly lay hands. Um,
Yeah. Well, she's. This is something I've kind of noticed already with Jordan's writing. He really likes his strong-willed women.
oh, if this was made today, people would absolutely the woke allegations would come after him so hard.
Yeah, but it's also I don't know, like as far as I'm concerned, that's kind of like a lot of women. Like women are kind of control freaks.
Yeah,
So
and frankly, it does get annoying at points. I'm just going to be straight up front with you. Like there are just points where like some of the women in the
Oh,
series
thank you.
become like downright insufferable. But like a
Disagree.
large part,
of course,
counterpoint.
the Irishman is gonna be like, no, I like my women
Uh,
strong-willed. I want them to get into bar fights with me.
Now, we all know that I like me an angry redhead. This is not something that's well hidden in the server.
True.
listen, you just really want Abby,
That depends which Abby you're thinking of.
I was gonna say
Abby
which.
Enda.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I could do a lot
Like
worse.
there are some women in this story that are like very much written that way and comes off as annoying, but the majority are written in a very strong-willed way
I mean,
that
I'd be
is
fine with
very
Nynaeve as
approachable.
well. Like, she's
Oh, yeah.
she's a ride or die
Oh,
kind of girl.
Well, one
Nynaeve
of
is
the
great.
characters I'm particularly interested in, like seeing what they do with, is the princess chick.
Elaine.
Yeah,
Elaine's pretty
Oh,
cool, man. Elaine's pretty cool. I have
yeah,
I
yeah.
have a lot
No,
of love
no.
for
I,
Elaine.
I, I just kind of liked her vibe. She's like the chronic meddler character that I really like.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's an
the
accurate description.
dynamic between all of the ladies is honestly great. It's something that Jordan does very well, which is honestly rather hard as a male writer. You know,
Yeah, he
Well,
gets
yeah,
women. He actually does understand women.
it's
like
hard in the same way that it's a lot. It's hard for male writers to do in the same way it's hard for female writers to get uh
yeah,
male characters.
like the best dynamic in the series, in my opinion, is Elaine, Nynaeve, and Egwene. It's just really fun to see them all interact and bounce off each other.
I
Oh
want to
yeah,
argue with you, but if I do, I have to give spoilers. Fuck you, Murrow. Why'd you put me
There
in this
is an
position?
there is another dynamic that I really like at my point, but I don't want
There's a
to.
couple actually. I know the one you're
There,
thinking of, but I wonder if you're thinking of the other one I'm thinking of.
hold on.
The not nice
I can
people
mute and go
dynamic.
use the bathroom for a minute if you guys want to talk about that.
Uh, yeah, go to the bathroom.
All right, I'll just
Subtle.
mute on Discord so you know when I'm back.
All
Cause
right.
I'll unmute before I put my headset on.
It's okay. I
Okay.
have Discord pulled up on the other screen. I can see it.
I also. All right. Asmodian and Rand.
Oh no.
S
I'm okay.
tier.
Yeah. No, that is great. But no,
S
that's
tier.
not where my head was. I was actually thinking, um, Grendel, Semerhage, Demandred, and Samael.
That is another one that I
Because
man.
the interplay with them is just great, man. Like it really
I
is just great.
yeah. Also, like when you have like Ravine and like Lanfear in there as well.
So
Like
weird when you
all of
guys
them
call him
bouncing.
Ravine. It's Raven. It's so obviously Raven.
Oh wait, yeah, because the E isn't there. Yeah, you're right. Raven and Lanfear, like all of them really bouncing off each other and like that level of mistrust. And I
But
can't wait to
not
see Demon Dread.
it's not just the mistrust. Like you actually get a sense of they are so used to each other. Like they've done this for so long. They're so fucking sick of each other.
Yes.
Like it's like the way
Uh,
the Nazgul would be if they still had personalities. You know, it's just like my God, man, I've put up with you for 15,000 years, and I just wish you'd shut the fuck up.
like I'm also very excited to just see Demon Dread just yap to them. The
He
Demon Dread yapping.
he is okay. So the jokes me and Jam were making earlier, like you're not gonna get to that for quite a while. Um,
Yeah, no, that
Demandred is
seems to
pretty
be in my
he's pretty awesome
later.
most of the way through. It's just he
He has a
gets
tone shift.
yeah, he does. He has a pretty weak tonal shift, and he gets kind of badly misserved in the last two books, and it really annoys the hell out of me.
SMH. But yeah, my second favorite is probably the just the fires of heaven dynamic between everybody in Rand's camp. Because holy crap, it's amazing.
Well,
Especially,
it's only gonna get better, man, because there's characters that you straight up haven't met yet that you still have like 6 books worth of
well,
enjoyment to have.
I mean, I feel kind of damper because you know we don't have Asmodean, my boy. We won't have the incredible interaction of like Asmodean clutching his heart
Well,
in
you
fear
say
of.
that, but hang on, let me see. Can I? Okay, yeah. I think I can say this in such a way that it will spoil nothing, but it will also engage your interest. What would you say if I said that there was a woman who proves that it is, in fact, possible for a woman to teach a man something about channeling?
Okay, yeah, hell yeah. I just really liked Asmodean because man, he was just
You
so
have not
chill.
met her yet. You have not even had a reference to her yet.
Mm, I am very interested. Another good dynamic is probably like mm, I really like Tom, just his dynamics in general with a lot of people. Uh, Swain or Siwan with Gareth Breen is another one.
They're very good. They're very, very good together.
Uh, Hell, Min has a lot of great stuff. Uh, Especially like her with the rest of the ladies because she has to vie so hard to get Rand. And I really like how in the prologue
Actually,
of
no,
Lost,
let's deal with that one real quickly before Rengi comes back, because his bathroom breaks aren't as long as ours. But like, Min doesn't have to vie all that hard.
well, yeah, she is
She
the
just has to make Rand
destiny.
realize she's not joking.
Yeah, and also I feel like that's the most healthy one considering Elaine is well, Elaine and Egwene. really like to be the dom in the relationship, I feel like, and they really don't like that Rand is more powerful, considering they have both been told, hey, you are the strongest Aes Sedai in like centuries.
Yeah, but it's a different thing altogether when it comes up against a man. It's like you're the strongest female in centuries, but like you're still
I'm
orders of
here.
magnitude.
I can't hear you yet, but I'm here.
Mm.
It's fine. We weren't directly discussing anything spoilery
Yeah.
right then, so you're fine.
All right. I would have been able to hear it. I only just got the headset on. I said that before I put the headset on.
But basically, the women dynamics are very, very strong between like all of them. I can't think of a bad one.
Well, so are the guy dynamics, though. I mean, think of the interplay between Rand and
Rand,
Lan,
Oh, the
Rand,
guys
Rand
are
and
all
Perrin.
Tam, Rand and Matt, Matt and Perrin,
Yeah.
Perrin and Rand, Matt and
Yeah.
Tom.
There's only one interaction that I hate when it comes up, and
It is so hard to
That-
get
that's
myself
Victor's
the book
and
you
the
guys
future
are on.
book.
This is killing me.
a falcon and an axeman,
Mm.
or no, a falcon and a blacksmith.
I mean, both worked.
Yeah, that's the only one that Jordan really suffered at. And basically, ranking, I'll just say this now. Jordan has some problems with balancing relationships.
I
So he's a man.
disagree, but I would have to spoil things to prove my point.
Like I said, so he's a man then.
Jordan
Yeah,
Jordan might be the most all-round talented author I've ever come across.
I think I would
Yeah,
agree
he's
because,
extremely impressive.
like,
I mean, in
Okay,
terms
granted,
in terms of making prophecy work as a mechanic in the story, and in terms of keeping it coherent and conclusive, in terms of all the
Like-
character work and the character interplay, dealing with dozens up to hundreds of characters who all regularly interact with each other, in terms of just building all of those disparate cultures, all of which have their own beliefs, all of which have their own slang, all of which have their own very distinct native twang in the way that they actually say things, distinct dress, like it, no one has
only
ever
thing
gone
that
into
he
the depths
didn't-
that he has. Maybe Ian M. Banks, when he does the culture stuff, did the culture stuff.
yeah,
But like,
um,
I can't think of
like
anybody else.
I would say Jordan is like not even going to compare to like Tolkien or CS because I feel like that's kind of
In terms of attention to
hard.
detail, I think he dwarfs every great name.
Yeah. I mean,
Herbert.
okay.
Like Herbert might be on a similar level, but not many
Well,
others.
Herbert I kind of demerit Herbert because
Have you read the 6 or have you only read the 1?
I've read the one, but like,
Okay.
listen, if you're pulling names out of a phone book that sound vaguely German, I don't know exactly, but like if like you compare him to say a George R. R. Martin or
Oh, he's vastly better than Martin.
yeah,
Vastly.
George.
He does in 14
firstly-
books what Martin hasn't managed to do in 3 separate and interlinked series.
Firstly, he finished. He would have finished the story if he hadn't died. Secondly,
Yeah, there's
He
a good
did
point.
good world
He died
building.
writing these books. Do you think George is going to do
yeah.
that?
And also he had the wisdom. Well, no, actually, that was his wife. But like, I bet that like he definitely told his wife that like she had the go ahead to like have management of the series.
No.
which
I
George
think- well,
He
wouldn't
did.
do
He
that.
did.
I-
That was never like a secret. He was always pro. No, when I'm not here, it's your baby. Just try and follow my rules. That's all.
Yeah, and George is never going to have that, even though the people who really take care of the franchise are the people who run the website. Like, if
Oh,
anything,
his
they
Bible
should have
guys.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two people should have the say of like what happens to the franchise. But George, it's all about George. Along with this, Robert Jordan has much stronger characters than than George, because like George shot himself with Dance with ruining Tyrion. And frankly, it's like it's Cersei, Jon, Euron, and Jaime, and uh, Robert Jordan has just such a stronger array of characters, and Robert Jordan has world building that makes sense.
Not only that, but let me get this image. God damn it! Why will none of these load at the right size? This is a pain. Rangi, you are indirectly to blame for this, having taught me how to use OBS.
Oh yeah, I usually what I've started doing is I hide the I don't have there's an option to not have the image visible until you want it to be.
Oh yeah, no,
So you
I'm
can
fine
kind
with
of
that. I'm just
that.
trying to get an image to actually come out at a size or resolution that I'm happy with putting on stream.
Uh,
So not only what Giza was saying, but give me a second to get this thing up on the stream for the guys.
Like, it actually makes sense that some of these institutions have been around for 3,000 years, like the White Tower. It makes no sense that the Starks have been alive for 9,000 years.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, not only all
Or actually,
that,
no,
but
not 9,000 years, 12,000 years. I'm sorry. The Starks are older than the pyramids of Giza.
yeah, they've been around.
One family pool.
No, dear. Excellent. Sorry, I am quietly celebrating my success at making this work, I hope. He says as he realizes he closed the goddamn stream. Fantastic.
It was at this moment he knew he fucked up.
You closed the stream.
Well, no, I closed the.
Oh
like,
my
me
god!
watching the
What
YouTube
on
stream.
earth is that?
That is Robert Jordan casually demonstrating he also has far more drip than George R. R. Martin.
Is that Robert Jordan as Jack of Shadows?
That is Robert Jordan doing his best Roy Orbison impression.
That's amazing.
I do like the trip. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, 10 out of 10 drip, only matched by Matt's drip.
Man looks good. Knows what he's doing. I mean, I feel like Matt, like looking at that, you're like, Matt was definitely a self-insert a little bit, like a little bit. Come on.
Well, but I don't know that I appreciate that the self-insert is kind of the little like troublemaking fuck up.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Not like,
I agree. I like it.
Yeah.
Not like I don't know, Daedalus the Conqueror.
I mean, okay, we don't even have to go there.
Do we have to? Do we have to?
You know,
like, I'm happy to sit here and shit all over Shad's work, but
Sam is a self-insert.
You know, I wasn't gonna say Chad. I was just gonna pretend like I made that up.
I don't mind saying it's Shad. Chad M. Brooks is a terrible author, Chad. He is terrible and do not believe otherwise.
Don't read his book, please. Don't.
Actually, no, do. It's really funny.
Don't encourage success in that book. Pirate that book, if anything.
Oh yeah, don't spend money on it, but read it. It's funny.
Yeah. Like
read the AI synopsis of it.
Not even with that self-insert, but like Sam is the self-insert of George, and
that I do think that when it comes to characters, I kind of have an appreciation for when the author doesn't insert themselves. If the author is gonna insert themselves, if they insert themselves as like, "Oh, I'm Chad McBadass,"
I mean,
then,
okay, well, Sam is the opposite. Sam is very timid and all that stuff, but like also, the reason why people don't like George's self-insert is because he described in the iconic passage large pink mast.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, no, Iron and I have sobbed many times about that.
We're gonna have to have Iron on when we eventually do A Song of Ice and Fire.
Well, Jam is reading A Song of Ice and Fire right now. He's just getting into it.
He better not be. He better be finishing goddamn Memory of Light.
he's finishing Memory of Light, but right afterwards he's starting A Song of Ice and Fire. Like,
I suppose I have been looking for an excuse to go back through those again.
yeah, we can just skip the world building book.
I was
Won't really
gonna say
matter,
I
man.
would
I
skip
can
the.
read I can read all 3 series in the time it'll take you guys to read like 2 of the normal ones.
I mean, I actually read A Song of Ice and Fire pretty fast.
I've read it before, so it's probably gonna be easy for me to read it again.
Yeah.
I
Plus, also,
actually read it. I didn't just
yeah.
listen to the audiobook.
Plus, like Feast is like a really decent book. I really like Feast.
But back to
Yeah.
Wheel of
Another
Time.
long series. All right. So basically, they're being attacked by the Drakkar as they're trying to get to the next town, which is called Terran's. Or wait, no, this is
Taran Ferry.
yeah,
Yeah,
Terran
fair.
Ferry,
That is it.
which is the biggest settlement in this region. It's larger than Emmonsfield, and basically, this is the like ride to Bree.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Like you're being chased by the Nazgul, or in this case, the Drakkar and stuff, and you're just trying to find the nearest roof overhead.
No, it pretty much is. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same scene. I can
Yeah.
see that.
So they just like barter for the ferry, and they honestly just get the ferry. There isn't much more than that. And Terran Ferry has this reputation of being very shifty. So the ferry
Oh yeah,
guy
they're
tries
the
to
sneaky village.
yeah, they try and jip Lan out of all of his gold, like at the start, but then Lan just like lays is like, okay, listen, you get half the gold now, and then when we land, you get the rest. All right, the very cliche.
Well,
It's
yeah, it's your basic bitch. Like, I don't trust you necessarily to do the service until like uh, if I pay you right away, because you could just run off with the gold.
yeah, and this is like the one ferry over for like a while, and they really don't want to be caught up by the Dark Friends because they have Fades, Trollocs, and the Drakkar all like right after them, and Moraine is pretty exhausted, so you're not getting like your magic save from this, and Tom and Lan can probably only do so much. So
Well, especially because at this point we don't really know what Tom is capable of.
yeah, like he's only like chopped up a few Trolloc, so like it's really like okay, you might
We know
win,
he's
but
a lot more
somebody's
capable than he
dead.
seems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you might all survive, but also somebody's definitely going to get grievously injured here. If
I
you
was
fall.
half at this point wondering if Tom was gonna end up being a traitor.
Honestly, that's what my vibe was as well. Like he gave very rogue-like vibes of like, oh, maybe you're a mole.
I think
never
I
got
think
that.
they're doing that on purpose because we know somebody painted the thing on on the houses. Tom was one of the few Outlanders in the village.
Yeah, and then like
Well, that's
also
true, but why
being
would you
very
immediately assume it was an Outlander who did it? The
well,
dragon's
I
fang is
mean,
fairly universal.
if so, like the way I understand it, like
Oh, I should show chat the dragon's fang.
oh
Rangi,
yeah,
you've
that's
made a
probably
monster of me with
important.
this fucking OBS thing.
Like all
Oh
of
no,
these
you're much more
people,
active with the images than I am. I should be as active with the images.
all of these people in Emmonsfield have been like living there for like such a long time that like if they had used the dragon's fang,
God, that's a big
thing
character.
before, like you know, they probably would have had problems with dark friends or like an established history or something. But
It's
that
almost seen as a what the fuck? What do you mean somebody painted the dragon's face
yeah,
on
it's
people's
like,
houses?
oh, this is like stuff is real. So like
But
it's obviously one of the two Outlanders, and because Fane is gone, like I kind of got the vibe of okay, maybe like Fane got killed, and then Tom is like the traitor. Because honestly, I was rather very trusting of Moraine at this point, and then like him being very contrary to Moraine was
oh, I was
like
the opposite. I was like, she is kind of scheming, but I feel like the book
Well,
wants you
she's
to
Aes
like
Sedai. Of
her.
course she's schemy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Of
I
course
mean,
she's
exactly.
a Territor. Can you guys see that,
my
by the way? The Dragon's Fang should
interpretation,
be up now.
yeah, my interpretation of like the Dragamount thing of it was like, okay, it's the male Aes Sedai who like ruined the world, not the women Aes Sedai. So like they shouldn't be obviously like you should take everybody with like a certain amount of like, skepticism and stuff, but like
No,
maybe don't say that
it was the
they
guys who
destroyed
caused
the
the
world.
breaking, but like 3,000 years after that, like
Yeah,
basically what the
yeah,
average person
Yeah,
remembers is the two words Aes Sedai and destroyed the world. They don't
yeah.
yeah,
make the
He
distinction between male and female. It's only the channelers who make that distinction anymore.
Well,
yeah.
and it's
Or
interesting,
the
right?
educated.
In this book, I didn't feel like the reason that the Aes Sedai are presented was because of the whole breaking the world thing. It
That's
felt
really
more like it
channel.
was that they're portrayed as very like schemy political manipulators that are trying to like control things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And really, the people who suffer from the breaking are like the male channelers, which is, well, kind of deserved because reasons.
I don't think
I
deserved
wouldn't
is a
say
word I
just
would use there.
they're
Okay.
brought
I'm,
upon
my
Like,
opinion,
themselves,
understandable
maybe.
perhaps, but
yeah,
deserved is a bit much.
it's an understandable evil that unfortunately has to be maintained. However, it goes too far.
Okay, chat, I'm just gonna spoil it for you because the boys already know. It's literally said quite clearly in the first couple of chapters of the first book. The guys were not directly responsible for destroying the world, but their attempt to save the world led to the Dark One doing a bad thing, which basically made all the male channeler good guys go completely fucking crazy to the point
Yeah.
where they were so psychotic they had no idea what they were doing and they collectively destroyed the world.
Yeah, I think this is Gizo outing
Should be
himself as a sympathizer for the
it
Red
should be
Aja.
acknowledged though, and it's usually ignored in these conversations. But it is worth pointing out that they did save the world though.
Yes, they
The 100
Lewis
companions did
Barron's
save the world.
right.
Like they
Yeah,
won as much as they
and
could. They did win.
it was a sacrifice because that's frankly what the Age of Legends was. It was a sacrifice. Um,
Yeah. The
and
problem was there was the arrogance to assume that this sacrifice was enough without
Well,
consequences.
okay, I don't want to go too far here because I
mm,
will have to go
That's what I
spoilery if
got
I
the
do.
yeah,
impression of.
But
so
like, it's not just
a
that,
lot.
right? There's the
You
arrogance
learn
of
a
going
lot
into the
about this
board to
event.
begin with, which is directly to deal with the Forsaken. That's not a loose Theron thing.
Yeah, we
Then
learn a
then
lot
you can talk
about.
about his arrogance in assuming that humans could seal it. Fair enough, but in the
Yeah,
world he grew up in, and I'm still trying very carefully to spoil nothing for either of you, and believe me, this is a difficult line to walk. But in the world he grew up in, there's no real reason he wouldn't assume that it could be done.
yeah. I mean, even I got that impression from where
Especially
I
with all
am.
of the people who were ostensibly on his team at the time.
And Rengi, you know this, I think, but the how magic in the series works is you have male and female magic, but the best feats of magic are that of when male and female magic meet. And
He
basically, as a consequence,
hasn't really gotten there except for anecdotal stuff yet, Giza.
um,
Yeah, I haven't, but that was something I already knew about the franchise before
mm,
going into it.
but
Well,
as a
Moraine makes
consequence,
mention of it casually to the others,
yeah,
especially to the girls when she's starting to teach them. even where you are, it should have been mentioned
Uh,
at least once by
it,
now.
so the conversation I always remember is, uh, it was her talking to Egwene, and Egwene is like, well, why is it that the most powerful elements are the male ones, fire and earth, and Morena's just like, no, you idiot. She doesn't say it that way, but it's no, you idiot. I've never encountered a mountain that water and air can't wear down over time. I've never. Basically, she goes through the idea of like, no, these are different approaches. These are
Yeah.
different things.
I know exactly the scene you mean, and I will say only that there is an added layer of irony to that you have not gotten to yet, but you will chuckle when you get there.
This series, something I've like come to understand about it, it's kind of like the yin and yang between these two magics, and
He
when the
said the
yin and the
thing. He
yang
said the thing.
intertwine, yeah,
Chat. He said the
when
thing.
when the yin and the yang intertwine, it's these two just ultra powerful things, and
Do I have to? Do I have to do it? I'll do it.
as
You
a
realize what you
consequence,
said with that yin and yang thing, right?
yeah, I know. Uh, as a consequence of the breaking of the world, really, and the loss of male magic, as well, male Aes Sedai now just go insane and die, and are hunted for that reason because, well, they're walking nukes. If you think about it,
I
Well,
hate this picture, but
you
I'm going to
you
use it anyway.
also have, and I think this is particularly interesting because it's evident because Robert Jordan is very good at like the gender dynamics, and he clearly had a good understanding of how generally men and women tend to handle situations. Uh,
yeah,
I
a
think
lot
that's
of the
very fair to
problems
say,
of
yeah.
the modern Aes Sedai that's implied, just based off their reputation, seem to be a lot of like particularly like female toxic traits, if you know what I
yeah.
mean. Like they
Uh,
are schemy, they are kind of clicky in a specific way that
Oh, the reds and the whites in particular, yeah.
yeah, yeah, and this is obviously I'm talking in broad strokes because that is kind of what you have to do because it's a very much a theme that like men and women work best when working together. Like there are
yeah,
particular behaviors and views and just perspectives of, that are just different, and they kind of they work better when working together. They compensate for each other's weaknesses generally.
and well, unfortunately, because of the sacrifice that Louis Farron and the companions performed, that cooperation really isn't possible anymore. And now the
It's
female channelers are left to really just pick up the pieces. And
well, it's funny because the sacrifice is like the failing of males too. Like
um,
Well,
men will just do
I
these
okay,
decisions.
I
Men are more
disagree.
impulsive.
it's it. No,
I
Rangi, you need to get a
You
bit
need to
further
read
along
further.
before you can make assertions like that.
I
Okay,
yeah.
this
I
is
think
my
you're making.
impression.
Yeah, no, I think
Let's
you're making
let's have them
assumptions
make
based
an
on what you've
yeah.
been given so far, and I don't think you're on the
Okay.
mark.
Okay, well that's the
Because
interesting thing about all of us being different points in the
yeah,
franchise then.
what the breaking of the world and like the unsealing of the bore is something that comes up and is revealed to us a lot. So when you get there, you'll like see that a lot of your perspectives are different. Trying not to.
Indeed,
Mhm.
there is only one person who can really be blamed for the bore.
Yeah, and she is a bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but a lovable bitch
She
though.
is.
But
Eh,
enough talking about
she's
Jam.
the biggest bitch.
Yeah, but enough talking about Jam.
Ah, who doesn't love jam?
Oh, I love
Honestly,
Jam. I just love making fun of him more.
that's a disrespected Jam comparing her to Jam.
This must be so confusing for any Americans who hear it, to hear two Americans saying the word jam and not meaning jelly.
um,
Well, I don't know. I think he is very comparable to Jelly.
like a bowl full of jelly. It's actually very ironic that we just went into that, because like Moraine went into that like the next thing is that whole
Vat of jelly.
thing about the one power. And we get the some of the Jaws mentioned. So the most important one at this point is really the Red Jaw, which is
It's the
basically
red and blue that we learn about in this book, and then the black jaw is mentioned by the dark one.
yes. So the Red Jaw is basically meant to hunt down insane male channelers, which is a necessary evil because unfortunately you're killing over the course of 3,000 years probably millions of male channelers and like irreparably harming the human gene pool with stuff.
Well, yeah, because that if the blood is going to continue, it's going to continue through the male lines also.
Yeah,
if it's a genetic factor.
This is a minor thing,
Congratulations,
but
you are
Aes Sedai,
smarter than nearly every female Aes Sedai since the breaking.
yeah. Rengi, here's another thing, and this is a minor spoiler. Female Aes Sedai don't have kids, so
well, very, 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 very few, to the point of almost none of them.
Rengi, you've come to the point where one of our side characters in the next few, in like the books, comes to of, oh hey, we're kind of breeding channeling out of the human race, and maybe this is a bad idea.
Varen.
Varen, my goat.
Fucking A.
And the Red Jaw, basically, in their overzealousness, because basically they go after everyone who might even have a speck of male channeling, because of like that paranoia of, oh hey, you're a walking nuke, so even if you like have control over it, you need to go and be gentled.
Oh, there's so much I want to say, but I can't say here. Continue.
And they do mention gentling. What actually is gentling? I guess.
Okay, I will take that one because there's no particular
you have
spoiler
the best
in that
knowledge
one.
of that.
So, gentling is what it's called for men, stilling is what it's called for women. It is the act of making sure that they can no longer touch the source.
Cutting you
off.
Wait.
You cut them off
so
altogether.
It's like
But it's worse. They can feel it there, like they know it's still there. They just can't access it.
It's kind of like Tranquils in Dragon Age.
Yes. Yeah, close enough.
And
to the point where I'm wondering if Tranquils were not.
Well, it's kind of worse because the pain of being severed from the source is supposed to be so bad that next to nothing can replace it. So almost everyone who's ever been stilled or gentled basically ends up dying of sadness or killing themselves not long afterwards.
And because
I think I have to be very careful with the figures I use here.
Yeah.
But I think the accepted figures are that no one has made it more than 15 years afterwards. No
yes.
one. That is recorded.
So, Rengi, like,
so it's pretty bad.
Oftentimes when we get a female POV of them channeling, every single time, and Jordan makes this very clear.
Oh yeah, there's nothing more terrifying or more horrifying to female channelers than being stilled or accidentally burning themselves out. Like losing the source is the worst thing they can imagine.
Because of this, every time they channel, it is described as a rush, a high.
Yep, an ecstasy bordering on pain, and the more painful it gets, the closer you know that you're just that side of burning yourself out.
Yeah, and basically, it's like, think of Jesse when like he's taking the heroin shots with Jane. Like that's always how I envision them. In Breaking Bad,
I haven't seen Breaking Bad.
Oh, basically there's just a shot of Jesse like flying in the clouds, getting high, and like a
I don't
dream
think you need to
sequence.
have seen Breaking Bad. I think we've painted enough of a picture that you
Yeah.
can probably figure
I
out what
only
we're
ever
doing.
saw the first. Yeah, I only ever saw the first season, and then I had
I've
a
seen none of it,
personal
Basically,
so you're fine.
tragedy that prevented me from watching
yeah.
it. Forever.
And
Anyway, the
basically
point is,
getting rid of
it's a very, very addictive power.
Yeah.
and getting rid of that high basically causes you to, well, kill yourself. And
Well, yeah,
Well,
fine, yeah, fine. I'm not going to argue with
yeah,
that.
I
Close
always
enough.
find the idea of the power sort of magic, or the power, or let's say I don't know, the embrace, to refer to something Gizo and I may or may not have been talking about earlier. Uh, well,
yes.
not the embrace, but feeding. Uh, if you want to go into vampires and stuff
You
as
guys
like
talking about
addictive.
Masquerade again?
Hmm.
We might be, but like well, it's interesting that this comes up because it's like interesting that this is like kind of a correlation.
Embrace, he
Yeah.
says, like they think I don't know Vampire the Masquerade. The
Um,
fuck out of here.
and basically all of the males are like doomed to have the gentling happen to them. And granted, they aren't just like left in the
Well,
streets,
no,
and just
no, they're not doomed to have gentling happen to them. Best case scenario for everyone around them, they are doomed to have gentling happen to them. Worst case scenario for them and everyone around them, they don't get found, they do go
yeah.
crazy, they destroy everything around them, and they rot from the inside out during.
And then they launch a nuke.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in the process, they also like launch a holy jihad. And
Well, no, that's
It,
no, you're conflating things there. Not every man who can channel announces himself as a false dragon. That's no.
yeah,
If
sometimes
that
it's
was
just
the case,
for
the world
speaking
would have
love.
been like utterly fucked from day one. Like no one could have ever rebuilt anything.
But basically, for these men, the red Ajah round them up. They take them to Tarvalon, and then they gentle them. They live out the rest of their lives in Tarvalon until they either die of
it's
sadness.
interesting. You call it Tarvalon.
Yeah,
The
I don't know how you hear it, but to me, it's always been Tarvalon.
that's how the
Oh,
audiobook pronounces it as well as Tarvalon.
um,
My God, I actually agree with the audiobook on something. Well, I suppose it was bound to happen sooner or later.
listen, okay, we'll find North Harbor eventually.
There is no such thing as North Harbor. It is a very convincing conspiracy perpetrated on everyone. There is only South
That is
Harbor.
my favorite. That is my favorite bit of like Wheel of Time memes. It is so funny.
Frankie
it
has
is-
absolutely no frame
but
of reference for this whatsoever. He has no
And
idea
it
what
is
you're talking
solely
about.
because it's just a vagina. It's just a vagina.
what? Now I'm even more confused.
I can feel my brain short circuiting from all the jokes I could possibly use there.
Oh,
Oh, dear God.
oh. Of course, the gay man cannot comprehend.
Chat, are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Look at this. We came to talk to you about one book, and we couldn't even manage to do that.
I think that's half the fun, though.
Yeah. I mean,
But
we're still
where are
also
we in the book? Where are
we're
we in the
making so in my copy we're around
Gizo
like
has
page
basically been narrating this
10.
thing, so I'm willing to let him tell us. Yeah.
I have my book open. We're at 210 pages
210? That's out
out of
210.
Oh, okay. So we're like a not
Oh, wow, that was
a little less
surprisingly
than a
easy.
third.
210.
there is around 800 pages in my copy.
Copy has
Oh, Tom is talking. Oh, yeah, the Hunt of Valir and the Inn. Okay. In
my
mine,
copy
are we counting
has
indices?
777.
I have 814.
Hmm. Oh, okay. We have the same copy then, because mine also ends at 8:14.
The blue cover that we have as the thumbnail, or as the background.
Yes, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you have the glossary, and then the start of
Nope.
Do you have the
Hunting Woman.
Prime
Nope. In
Video icon
mine.
on your copy?
Oh, actually, yeah. Sorry, there is. Yeah, yeah. It does. It does. It finishes, then it goes glossary, and then it does the first, like what, 8 pages?
Oh, I
Yeah.
might because I just looked at the last page, numbered page in the book. So.
Oftentimes, and this is something I hate about publishers, they always like start the next chapter of the next book in the book you have. So like the current
I
publishers
don't
of
mind that, man. I've gotten so used to that. Like
uh,
it's like
I just
Yeah.
skip it now.
Then
But
I have
it's like a Singer
744.
scene in a movie. Well, okay. I suppose that's dumb, actually. I suppose I'm used to Singer scenes in movies because I'm used to it in books, but
and
it's the
I
same
mean,
thing, though, is what I'm saying.
it used to bug me because like I had because it's in The Witcher and The Song of Ice and Fire as well, and like I'd have to wait to get the next book of The Witcher. So then like I just started the next book though. So
Yeah.
like you know.
Yeah, that was a rough one,
Yeah, I
man.
get that, but I didn't have that problem because when I was younger, I just pirate books.
Um,
We are in no way endorsing any kind of sailing the high seas for anything other than winning at
yeah,
Assassin's Creed 4.
yes.
No, I'm also endorsing it in real life. You should sail the seas and take any boat that you encounter. It'll work out well.
So,
Wait, Taint.
what Rangi is saying is he is the captain now.
Yes, exactly.
Um, okay, so the next like a job that's like important for this book is the Blue, who are much more like altruistic, is how I describe them. Moraine
Yeah.
is a Blue Ajah, and
The
she,
three I remember mentioned are the blue, the red, and the black.
yes, um,
So
the Blue,
the blue are the how would I put this? The blue are the very proactive. We would like the world to be better for everyone. Aja.
yeah, like they aren't. Oh, and they also are the majority in the tower at this point, which is
Yeah, slim majority, but
pretty,
yeah.
yeah, pretty big factor. Um, and then the Blackjaw is not a part of the tower, and they aren't really in.
Back in a
They
second.
aren't officially in existence. They are the part of the tower
Oh no, they are
that
very
is.
officially denied.
Yeah, they are basically like there is no Black Tower in existence. There's no Tiananmen Square, um, and they're the part of the tower that works for the Dark One. Uh, and they are rumored to exist at this point. We do not see them in the story at this point, but they are like talked about in hushed tones. And at the end of the tower, we get some like neat world building about like who sent, about like who exactly is like the pecking order of the tower. And it's the Amerlin Seat, which is one of the most like badass names for a sorceress leader of like all time. The Amerlin Seat, and like the in the chair. It's very very goes hard. And like basically this is just Moraine and Egwene having like a one-on-one about like what her future is going to be. And Moraine like basically tells her, hey, not to like hype you up to the most extreme, but you have the magical potential to be the Amerlin, which is like you're effectively the world leader. You can kill anyone you want. You can summon whoever you want to your presence, and they have to come. You can go anywhere you want, and you will be let in. And you are the most powerful magic user. Like the you are emperor basically. Is that a fitting description of what the Amerlin is, Dake?
I missed out on that one. I just came back in as you asked me there. What was
Hmm.
it?
Basically, like I'm just saying like how the Amerlin is like the most powerful person in the world to our knowledge at this point, because you can
Most
summon it
politically
you want.
powerful, yeah.
Yeah, you can summon anyone you want. You can go anywhere you want. If you want someone dead, they're dead.
The Amerlin would be most. Um, I suppose the Amerlin would be most closely comparable to the really powerful popes,
Yes,
like the
like
almost imperially powerful popes.
very
The
much so.
ones who could summon kings and did. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair comparison. Actually, yeah, I
Yeah.
think that works.
Um, and she is often, most times, the like strongest female channeler. Like obviously
Well,
excluding one.
no, not necessarily the most powerful. No, I suppose like the world at large might see it that way, but that's not necessarily the case. Nor does it really matter.
Yeah, like the world oftentimes sees it as, oh hey, you're the leader of the Aes Sedai, so you're the
You
most
must be,
powerful.
yeah, so you must be the strongest. But I mean, it doesn't necessarily follow, nor does it
Yeah.
really need to. But I mean, it's not important. It's a misconception within the world, so it's fine.
hmm and that all this is like the start of Egwene's ego trip, as I call it.
I think I see where you're going with that one.
Because, good God, this girl has an ego.
Well, she does. She does. But it's a very teen mentality that she doesn't hold on to for long.
Luckily, I'm very
Well,
happy I'm very happy the wise ones like
look,
kick the shit out of her.
if the wise ones weren't the first ones to do it, that's why I was being careful.
Yeah, just the wise ones always stick in my head because they like always
Stop
like
it.
kick at her with sandals.
Stop it. Rangi's sitting there and knowing nothing about what we're talking about.
Um, so they've effectively crossed the ferry, and their biggest obstacle is now out of the way. That being, well, the river Manafendril. Uh, so now they're just like heading to the next like real city. So just really following roads and cities
On the road to
makes
Berlon.
really yes.
Yep, Berlon. That's where we would be
Mhm.
going. And Berlon is where we encounter the children of the light or whatever they were called, right?
Yep, the White
The
Cloaks.
white cloaks.
Yeah,
Kill all
yeah.
white cloaks, behead all white cloaks, blow up white cloak schools.
Well, you know what's funny about the white cloaks? I hate to bring this back to Shad, but
Oh god.
a certain organization in his setting that's supposed to be the good guys felt very
I think Shad has probably read Wheel of Time because he's a Sanderson fan, so I
Well,
can
Oh,
compare
he
I
him.
mean,
definitely
with
has.
how much he rips it off, he has to have.
Yes, there are many elements now that I'm thinking about it that are definitely ripped from this setting, along with
Including
like
specific
Mistborn.
dialogue and terms and like.
Yes, along with like Mistborn and other Sanderson stuff.
Yeah. He is also a Sanderson fanboy, which, look, at least he has some taste. Some, but I also have to say he's a Twilight fan. So,
Ugh.
yeah, disgust.
Disavow. And throughout the way of
I
them
still want to
traveling,
fight him.
like their stop, like whenever they're resting or like the horses are resting, Lan is like kind of training the boys how to fight because, well, you don't really want dead weight on a journey like this because
Nope,
it's
they
already
have to be able to
been
carry themselves.
shown. Yeah, it's already been shown that, well, Moraine can exhaust herself with her magic, like kind of like stereotypical out of mana.
I feel weird calling it magic. I've never really seen it as exactly a magic
Or
system.
the one power.
I'm not saying
It's
don't.
kinda
I'm just saying for
confusing.
me, it just sounds a little odd. That's all.
I think the fact they don't actively refer to it as magic, it's kind of like how I see Atla and bending in in the original Avatar: The Last Airbender. They never refer. Well, they very rarely refer to bending as a magic system.
Look
Yeah.
at this shit, chat.
Or-
Are you not getting your money's worth? You're getting 40k.
So,
You're getting
ba-
Atla. You're getting Star Wars.
yeah.
And we're only here to talk about Wheel of Time.
Like Moraine can run out of like one power energy, kind of like when you run out of mana or stuff, and she kind of has to just recharge. And if she were to do anything else, she would practically just die.
I
Because
like
she
that
would
it used to be
like
very in
the-
line with the way the EU did the Force for Jedi, which
Yeah.
was you could
And-
just overdo it, and you just had to take time to recover and recharge, and there was no
Yeah.
way around it.
Well, in this
It's
case,
a sense of stamina that kind of helps balance the one
except
power.
Yeah.
like in this case,
Yeah,
they can
exactly.
just burn themselves. She can burn herself out and basically be cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a nuclear
Daddy
option,
God
though.
will cut you off if you spend too much.
Well, kind of, yeah. But the trade-off is that, like, if you do go to that extreme, you never actually know that you're going to get the nuclear option. You just know that if you draw that much, you will get burned out and possibly die. It doesn't mean that you will actually get what you want. Like, there's no guarantee.
Yeah, and like Lan and Tom can only do so much at that point. So while like Moraine is like helping train Egwene with like
There is a point in
one
the future where
power.
Jam is going to hear you say that sentence on this stream, and he is going to laugh out loud. And for that moment, deep in the future, I just want to say, future Jam, I see you. I know what you're laughing at.
We let's see. Land is helping Rand with the Heron sword, so that like he can kind of like channel that elite blade master energy. While Perrin has taken an axe from the village because he's a blacksmith.
Oh,
So-
also the Forsaken character, I finally got one of their names from the audiobook. It's Aganar is how they pronounce it.
Agonor.
It's
Aganar.
Nor, not Nar.
Agonor, yeah, the guy who created
we
the
agree.
Trollocs.
We agree.
He created the Trollocs, the Drakkar, and, oh well, other things that I can't mention yet.
But
And
that's how they pronounce his name.
Yeah, no, that is a Nor, not an R.
Yeah, no, they're wrong. It's Agonor.
Objectively wrong.
I'm wondering if maybe they meant to do Aganor, like Aganor,
Well,
like that
it's
sounds
supposed to
right
be a
me.
linguistic reference to agony because his experiments caused so much pain.
Yeah, so Aganor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Oh, and
It's weird to me that the guys doing the audiobook just don't get the context for these things, but it's fine. Whatever, I guess. They're paid to read the script, not,
one of the things that like comes up throughout the books is just random names for sword movements that we really don't see, like
I
how.
absolutely love some of those because some of them are so descriptive that I swear to God I could demonstrate them.
Yeah, like boar running down the mountain. It does all the work it needs to. You don't
River
need to.
undercuts the bank. Like, yeah, no, like it tells you everything it needs to. It's beautiful with the
and-
little bits of descriptions that you do get. Like, it's more than enough.
I think it is the perfect balance between spamming move, which is Sapowski of pirouette,
Yep.
and George with in-depth dual movements that honestly get rather confusing as it goes on.
Gemel balanced this line very fairly, very difficultly as well.
Yeah, Gizo, what about their duel was one for the legends.
It doesn't describe it like a Chad. Yeah, no, I hate stuff like that. This
I
is
think it can
perfect
work
one.
with stuff like that. I think what you want to do with stuff like that is the idea of somebody who isn't real. Like, if you have that being described from the perspective of somebody who doesn't really know anything about swordplay, I think that makes sense.
Oh, dare I say it? Dare I say it? Fuck it, I dare say it. You mean like Shad?
No, I'm talking about a character perspective, but yes, also like Shad.
Um, honestly, I really like how Robert Jordan does his fights because
Yeah.
Sapowski, what I heard a lot from a lot of people is that Sapowski was great at describing fights, but honestly, the crux of like how Sapowski described them was pirouette and parry and then another pirouette, and that's literally all of his fights.
I'd have to reread
That
the Witcher book. It's been a minute.
is, yeah.
We're gonna
I
have
mean,
to do those.
it's a little simplistic, but it's not inaccurate.
That is most of the. Which, granted, it makes sense when fighting monsters like the Witcher, like
Yeah, no,
Witchers do.
there's a
but,
there's an awful
I-
lot of sidestepping. There's an awful lot of pirouette. There's an awful lot of slash and backslash. Yeah,
my-
like
Yeah.
My
and it's often
my
in.
favorite fight in Sapowski's work is between a certain mercenary and the rats.
Oh yes,
Oh yeah.
Roof Nuke. I bashed their heads in just like this.
And to
That's
think
all
that
I-
chat only came for Wheel of Time.
I'm very sad that Witcher season 4 is going to do the rats and Bonhard.
Yeah, Bonhart.
Well, it's not, is it?
Bonhart is
Because there's season 4, and then there's the Rats movie
No.
that got cut down from a TV show. That's also part of season 4.
No, so season 4 I think now is just going to be the rats and then going to probably end with the rats getting killed by Bonhard.
Yeah,
Is
you know what I
Oh,
realized?
no. How
They
sad.
are probably going to try to like humanize the rats a lot more than they actually.
they're going to change that whole dynamic to make it a lot less rapey. And
Oh,
from how
yeah.
I've seen it,
You
from
mean I'm
how
gonna be
one
a
of the
dad?
oh wait, from what? So somebody in ADFA actually showed the trailer for Witcher season 4, and it already did that. So one of the rats, I think it's Missy, because they all look different. Missy is like defending Ciri from a pass from a guy, and then she's immediately hitting on Ciri, and the show plays that pass by the guy is bad, but Missy hitting on Ciri is like completely normal.
Yeah, despite her being a fucking hostage at that point, like it's totally fine. Okay, yeah. It's like
Which, I mean-
you're only sexually abusing your hostage, but that's presented as a
Well,
good thing.
that's the
They're
interesting
doing the
thing.
Don. They're actually doing the Don, but they're putting a lesbian in there, going, "No, it's fine if I do it."
Well, that's the Actually, we should probably wait till we actually cover the Witcher books to talk about this more.
Well, I mean, I'm fine if like they actually like played it from like the book perspective of like, oh hey, Ciri thinks this is fine, and then like later on she realizes it's abusive.
Yeah. Yeah, so because
that's not.
basically Stockholm syndrome at this point.
Yeah, that's not how.
If you go
that's
into the
not
book,
how the
Siri
writers
is basically
think.
Stockholm syndrome for about 4 fucking books.
Yeah.
Actually, she never really gets out of it in a way.
I mean, she just goes through the ringer.
Like,
through
she
the
straight up
whole
goes to a
thing.
different world, meets a new guy, and is just like, I guess I'll just fuck you for the next millennium.
After escaping a guy who literally like bashes her skull in multiple times.
Siri makes poor choices when it comes to men and destiny.
Okay, listen, she didn't have a choice with Bonhart.
She did not have it. Well, no, she had a choice with Bonhart. It was die or go with him.
She honestly might have been making a better choice if she'd chosen die.
Yeah, I feel like Bonhart would have kept her alive for the ransom.
Well, he's also a sadist, so
Yeah, well, no, Bonhart knew who she was, so
yeah.
there was no
But he is
point.
also a sadist, so
Yeah.
he would keep her alive for that reason too.
Ugh, God, those chapters were sickening as hell. Like uh, Jordan, Jordan has shown some levels of like
He has restraint.
things do it. Yeah, like he has restraint. Sapowski and George don't really have the restraint in my mind
Some
because like
people need to utilize shock value because they can't write it well enough without it.
Yep. Yeah.
yeah, well, like the Forsaken is like George's like one of George's most praised chapters of all time, and it's just like the most depraved and
Well, screw
horrifying
that.
thing.
Screw that. Make a quick comparison. Supposing George had actually written the blurbs for the Forsaken, can you imagine how fucked up they would be then?
Ugh, ugh,
Like, imagine Martin's version of Lanfear.
ugh.
Yeah,
Oh no,
like Cersei with
he would go
superpowers.
in depth about the nipples.
I mean, he's gonna do that anyway. I met that guy once.
Rengi, you laugh, but that's Martin's thing.
I do remember that.
He does
Jam
like
Jam
lengthy
has been
descriptions of
laughing about
nipples.
that. Jam's been kecking in me and saying, no, that isn't true. And then I'm just waiting for him to get to Feast.
It's funny, right? Because I kind of speed read the A Song of Ice and Fire book. So when we eventually get to them, I will actually be interested to like reread them
You never
in depth.
told me you could speed read. That changes
I
everything.
can.
I
I
would not
can. I
recommend
don't
speed reading
generally
these.
anymore. I did a lot when I was younger.
I feel like speed reading these takes away the purpose
I I
the
agree.
magic of these books because Robert Jordan.
This was while
You
the show was coming out though. So this was like because I jumped on the bandwagon of the show at like season
oh,
6.
there was no point at that point because they just ignored Feast and Dance.
Well, yeah, I didn't know that at the time. So I I was so this is like it was I watched the show after it came out, but I basically binged it within
Uh,
like a couple of months. But
Oh, you poor
I
boy.
wanted to know what happened. Yeah, the so this was I joined during the wait for season 8.
oh no. Oh no.
But yeah, let's get back to Wheel of Time. Where were we in the
Good
actual
stuff.
story?
Good stuff, and not season 8 of Game of Thrones. David and Dan, please do not touch Wheel of Time. I think that
Don't
would
even
actually
say
be
that
worse
out
than the
loud.
show.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah,
I don't know how bad could they make it compared to what Amazon's already done.
I
well,
mean,
no, they would try and mask it as
that
the
is
books, but then
fair.
like make it worse.
Let me see if I can just pull up the.
Granted, they also did what David and Dan did by skipping a whole book. They skipped the whole Shadow. No, they skipped the whole Dragon Reborn, and then tried doing Shadow Rising, and it broke the whole thing. Just like D&D did with skipping Feast and then trying to do parts of Dance and continuing, and then
To
it
be
just
fair,
broke the whole
I
story.
think Feast wasn't quite done yet.
Okay, yeah, but you absolutely needed to include like the Feast, otherwise
I
Varys
do
nukes
remember
it.
that was the point in the show that I had lots of problems with because I at that point I was already far ahead for the book, but but I was like, oh well, how are they going to do that? And then I got to, I think that's season 5, right?
Yeah, it's where Varys stops making sense and the show
Yeah,
starts nuking itself. And
Varys becomes a retard.
yeah, that's kind of how the Wheel of Time show also handles it by skipping an entire book and makes it infinitely worse, which I didn't know was possible. But it turns
Well,
out when you skip a whole book,
well, especially with this series where like basically everything comes back up.
And no, they skipped like the most important book in terms of plot.
Yeah, you did say book 4 is like one.
No, they skipped book 3 in terms of plot and went to book 4.
Okay. That's also
I
probably
cannot
really
make
bad,
this picture
actually.
work the way I wanted to, and that's annoying the hell out of me.
I hate what they did to Loisle. Look how they massacred my boy.
Which, I, it's already gone from my screen. Which of these absolute fucking monstrosities is supposed to be loyal? Please tell me it's not
The
the big Afro guy.
on the top of the picture,
Oh, sweet mother of God.
yeah, I know.
So, okay, so... Wait, okay, so if that's loyal, then...
Also, the screen is like
Who is to the right of him? Is that supposed to be Elaine?
What?
the picture is gone, so
Hang on,
I have no clue.
let me pull that back up.
And also
What are we looking at?
the cast and picture list of the show.
Oh no! I saw a picture. I saw what Loyal is supposed to look like.
Yeah, no,
It was
it's offensive.
absolutely
It's
By the
it's
way,
actually offensive.
Rangi, we're never watching the show with you.
How
I'm
do
sorry. If you want to do that, that's completely your prerogative. We dipped out after one episode of the show. It was just that bad.
Don't put we in there, motherfucker. I refuse to ever go near that show. I will
Or,
never watch a second
well,
of it.
no, not you. I was saying like me, Slev, and Jam. We couldn't handle any more.
So I'd be interested in doing it as like a takedown slash drunk
It isn't even.
ramp.
It isn't even funny bad. It isn't even funny bad. It is like
So wait, hang on.
literally
But
mashed up.
I'm
the
happy
picture
to
back up for
never
you,
watch
Giza?
it.
I know it's a cropped. I know it's a cropped picture, but like from what we can see, is it back up for you?
Yes.
Okay,
there
so
we go.
Rangi, hold on.
so like
one,
two rows under Loyal beside Lan. Who is the black chick to his left?
I have no clue.
Okay,
I-
good. That's not just me.
That is a.
Wait,
that is
if
a.
Who is the Asian girl to Lan's right?
I think that might be Abby.
Are you what?
I don't know. I know Semantic and Slev
The
watched.
fucking
Slev has watched
green-eyed,
the show
red-haired, pale-skinned ale is fucking Chinese.
Yeah, they race swapped the ale. I recommend talking to Slev because Slev has watched the show before.
I don't know if
I can
they're
only
a
guess at who
server.
a few. I'm assuming chick in red dress is probably supposed to be Aleda.
That is Leandrin.
Oh,
That is Leandrin.
I know she was casted the wrong character. She's actually the best actor in the show, by the
But-
way. She's doing
I-
the
I-
current audiobooks.
But,
And
I
she's
was
pretty
gonna
good.
say,
where
looking
are-
at her, I was
Where
like,
are all
is
the
that like?
dozens of honey-colored braids?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not who I thought that character was.
So she has the first scene in the show, and it's very clear
Leandrin.
she's Mandarin because she says, "Oh, you make the one power filthy," and then stills a guy or gentles him.
Leandrin gets the first scene in the show. That is.
Yeah, and then
That tells you everything you
Moraine-
need to know, actually,
yeah,
about the show. It really does.
Leandrin,
Wow.
Leandrin has the first scene, and then Moraine and Lan are overlooking them, and then we shift to the two rivers.
No,
I know
I refuse.
it wasn't Dragon Mount.
And also, who is that, like... What's the chick from fucking, Last of Us?
Oh, Ramsey?
Bella Ramsey, yeah. Who is the darker skinned version of her directly under Lan above Moraine?
I don't know. That's probably another Aes Sedai. I know. You know the girl who's in Everywhere, Everything, All at Once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So that joke response also was I could have pretended that was the loyal stand-in.
She is Siwan,
What?
and yeah,
You mean the
This is
same Shuan who's consistently described as short, very pale, very blonde, and with
I know.
piercing blue eyes?
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
what you mean? You're saying this as though their features at all had anything to do with their casting.
Oh, and then I'm going to
Well, the
guess
problem is, Rangi,
that
their features had everything to do with their casting. It
No,
just
no, I
had it
mean the
just had
book
nothing to do with
characters'
the source
features.
material.
Yeah, the book characters' features.
I'm
For
going to guess
instance,
you
there
see
is nothing anywhere in the books to suggest that Loyal is, how shall I put this, of a stronger melanin count.
Yeah,
do you
I
see
always
like
imagined him as kind of inhuman looking in general.
well, yeah. I imagined him having much more of a woven face, but
He's meant
Yes,
to look a bit like a cross between a troll and a big cat.
mm.
yeah.
uh,
It's not meant to
hey,
look like a
do you
human.
see the girl who looks kind of elven in a way on like the far side of the screen?
I assume you mean like
The blonde, the
The
blonde.
Eowyn kind of look-alike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's meant to be Lanfear, which
But
in that case, I think
Lanfear
that's
has
actually good
black
casting.
hair.
Oh, she's
Oh wait, yeah.
There's, that's the funny thing too, though, that I could see that
Then
actress
again,
as
they get the
several
race on literally
characters.
everyone wrong. Why would I be surprised about a hair
Um,
color?
okay, you swap her hair and then you keep that like kind of glow. I think that's actually a pretty good Lanfear.
I could see that, yeah.
But
I was kind of thinking it might be Elaine.
Yeah, yeah.
I was kind
Oh
of thinking
god.
Elaine too.
Oh god, they probably. I'm only imagining how bitchy and arrogant they make Elaine. Oh
Although
god.
now that I say that, it
Oh
makes me
no,
worried. It makes me worried looking at the rest of the picture, going, "Who the fuck is supposed to be Min?"
Uh, um,
okay.
I, I couldn't even
I
tell who Moon
think we can probably get back to the book, or
Yeah,
so that we can
Yeah,
like get to like a good stopping
this
point,
is
yeah.
which I
I
enough.
think
This
is
is enough horror.
them
Enough
leaving the
with that
town.
picture. I'm
yeah.
sorry, chat. You have suffered enough.
Uh,
Stay away from that show at all costs.
Like I
very
said,
much so.
like I said, if we ever do touch that show, it has to be like a extremely drunk stream.
Listen, okay. I'm only getting near that thing again if I'm drunk.
We
Eh,
already have a drunk stream that may kill us planned as it is. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. If we survive the Suicide Squad stream, then maybe we'll think about.
This
oh
is
yeah,
Katana.
we have to
She's got my
continue
back.
planning that.
Oh God Almighty,
Oh
it's
yeah,
gonna kill us.
Giza, we're playing the Suicide Squad game. Dake and I and some other people.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Me,
Why?
Rangi, Iron, and JL are going to play the game while we are playing a drinking game about playing the game, and we are streaming the entire thing.
Oh,
And
um,
Ark is going to be our live watching babysitter because he refuses to either play or drink. I respect him for not drinking. I respect him less for not playing.
No, I understand him not playing. I respect him less for not.
Oh, I
drinking.
do too, but like once the four of us were in for the meme and the suffering with the drinking, it's like, bro, just sack up. Come on, be the fifth. It's fine. Like just suffer along with us. It's okay.
Especially because I was able
so
to get the game for like $1.
Yeah,
to
that was a
to
silly sale.
continue, we get like another expedition drop about like kind of the weaves of the one power. So earth, wind, fire, water, and spirit. And it's exactly like
I am
what
Captain
was
Planet.
talking about.
I am Captain.
it- what Rangi was talking about with like Moraine reprimanding Egwene, thinking that earth and fire are the strongest ones and that males only have those. In all actuality, all of the weaves are tied, and
What was the line? What fire is there that couldn't be put out by a strong enough wind?
is there a
Yeah,
rock? Yeah, is there a
a
rock
strong
so far
enough
with
wind or a strong enough or enough water something like that.
Here, a fire so strong that water cannot quench it, or a wind snuff it out.
Yeah,
And then,
a
Egwene,
mountain. Yeah, and then it was like a mountain so
yeah.
strong that wind or water couldn't wear it down. Something like that.
So Egwene also kind of has like this superiority complex of like females, but also like it's kind of a mix with like the fear of men based off the stories of the breaking of the world, because she grew up like with the legends of like, oh hey, male Aes Sedai, that being Louis Farron Telamon, broke the world, and
Which
she
is
fears
unfair
that.
because he really didn't. It was the other 100
Yeah,
companions who did.
yeah. Uh, I mean,
Poor
in all
guy just got
actuality,
blamed for everything.
yeah,
Well,
and also it was,
he helped after the fact, but he definitely didn't break the world.
yeah, it was,
I mean, he
it
didn't
was
really
all
though.
the,
Like he just straight up saved everybody, and everyone was like,
yeah,
"Your
no,
fault now."
he saved everybody. He wasn't involved in unsealing the Dark One. And frankly, at the point of him dashing to Fanakar, the world was practically like dying. Like it was over
Oh
if
yeah,
he had
no,
not done what he had
the
done.
sealing of the bore was a last ditch attempt.
Yeah. It is effectively like a kamikaze run.
And
Either
it's
the
I hate to do this, but I'm gonna break my own rule. It's actually made very, very explicitly clear later on that the only reason, or possibly the only reason it failed, is that the women didn't actually help.
um well, I mean, in that case, I feel like the women would have also been bound as well to have their channeling be taken, and then in that spin of the
No,
wheel.
that's the exact reason that they weren't. The Dark One's
Oh,
counterstroke only hit Satan because only Satan was used against him.
oh wait, yeah, you're right.
I know I'm right, motherfucker. I've read these books a lot.
Um, yeah, and then because the two magics were not, or the two weaves were not used together in tandem to make the holy harmony, which is how all the great wonders of the world are made, is the blend of the two. However, I personally have a theory that the wheel probably like chooses one in each interpretation of the wheel to like throw at the boar to do it.
I have to exercise my privilege and not answer that on the grounds that if I do, I will give spoilers to both of you.
Hmm.
That's my theory as of now. Obviously, I think that can change as I read more.
I will be right back.
You know what's funny? These roles are going to be reversed. I think when Giza, have you read Mistborn?
No, not yet.
Yeah, these roles are going to be reversed with Mistborn, where I've read a significant amount. Dake, you're probably going to eclipse me on that though. And
Um,
like, where? Oh, Jan
so
wants to know where we are, fellas.
uh, page 219 in the chapter choices. And one line from Egwene that I really laugh at is they were the ones who tried to free the Dark One in the Forsaken, weren't they? The male Aes Sedai, which is so hilarious. I find that hysterical.
Yeah, it's particularly interesting here because like it's very clear. This is something I actually really like with Jordan. He doesn't do the whole like, okay, here's an information dump on everything
Yeah.
ever about everything, because that would just feel. I hate when that's done, even though like it's meant to like service me as a reader, because it just feels such
So
an unnatural thing.
we do get those, but they are only given to specific characters. So how Jordan does it is, oh hey, we get an expedition dump about this, but only Egwene or Elaine are going to hear it. And then everybody else is going to have to learn from them in like diegetic ways.
Yeah, or
And
maybe sometimes you can assume that maybe they've heard it from other ways. Like,
yeah,
oh, I've heard stories about that.
or like mainly a lot of the lore we hear is through Rand, and he either keeps it to himself or he tells people in a skewed or personal bias perspective.
Yeah.
And personally, I find Rengi, you don't find how funny trying to free the Forsaken, because all the Forsaken during the strike at Fanakar were free. Because the Age of Legends made the Forsaken. Now, Egwene and like the common people don't know that, but like the only like person who was like bound was the Dark One. Like
It
to fight to get to where they sealed the Dark One, they had to literally fight and seal all the Forsaken.
mhm. Yeah, and some of them
Technically,
were sealed uh, in a way that's or further away in a way that it's like they were able to be freed earlier. Is
Yeah.
and
yeah.
Um,
So some of them were sealed away in the same no at the same time as the process of sealing the bore was happening. So some would have been sealed essentially inside, let's call it the cavity with the Dark One. Some would have been sealed progressively weaker as the bore was being made, and some would
yeah.
have only barely been sealed. So those
And
closest to the surface would have been able to get out earlier,
yeah, and it is a
with one
perfect
exception.
way to get mini bosses for our characters to fight against. Well,
Yeah, true.
mini bosses undersells the scale of Forsaken
oh
power.
yeah, and a
It
couple
does,
of
but
those are
it's kind of
a
true
couple of
mechanically
those
though.
do show up. Yeah, a couple of the Forsaken do show up at the end of this book as a kind of like early sort of
Oh,
boss
and they are
battle.
very much many bosses.
They are very
Oh,
much mini
yeah, and I'm
bosses in
sorry,
this.
but in Eye of the World, Agenor is very sorry. You get packed up by this squad.
Yep, Agonor's a
Pack it up.
bitch.
You lost to the team without Elaine. You lost to Nynaeve, who can't channel because she isn't angry. Egwene can't do half of her stuff. Matt has the dagger. Pack it up, buddy.
Yeah,
It's
You
what are
time
lost.
you
to
even doing, man?
retire.
Just walk away.
Look,
Rangy,
The
look,
thing
you
is,
are
of
really.
all of the Forsaken, Agonor should have taken one look at that knife and be like, I'm leaving.
well, yeah. Unfortunately, they had the knife in the hands of like the person who really shouldn't have had it. You put that knife in the hands of somebody who like knows how to heal. Boom.
Alright, I am gonna leave
Well,
this in your guys' capable hands for another minute or two while I step outside the balcony. Rangi, Gizo, do you think you can shoulder this responsibility?
yeah.
Are you
Mhm.
fine with us advancing in the plot?
Yeah.
Dude, I finished every book. What kind of asshole would I be to say no?
All right, perfect. Then maybe we can try and make progress without
Mhm.
tangenting for a minute.
Sure.
Oh, I just realized that you don't know about the Super AIDS meme.
Hmm.
I will come back to
I
that.
know a lot.
You
I
guys
know
do
a
your thing
lot
for
of
5 minutes.
different
I will be
Super
right
8
back.
memes in a lot of different franchises, so you'd
Um,
have to be more specific.
the dagger has
Oh yes, yes. No, I get that meme immediately once you say it, but I can't.
literally
But
okay. So I'm in like the Wheel of Time's meme subreddit, which is like the only good part of Reddit. Uh,
ew, Reddit.
and okay, no, this is like actually like the only place I go. And how they describe it is, hey, it's the super Ebola aid knife.
That is kind of what it is. So that to be fair to be fair to Reddit, which that pains me to say, that is true. Yeah.
Matt is, I will say this to you in the least spoiler way. Matt is very lucky that he wasn't a dumbass and nicked himself with that knife.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He
That was
would he would have, and I'm not joking, one of the worst deaths in fiction.
yeah. That's well. It's interesting, right? Because we even get in this book people who are in the know who encounter him with a knife and realize that knife is what it is, and are like, oh shit, no, do not
Um,
cut me with that.
that knife is one of the only places where Jordan goes in depth about like horror, and it is very horrifying. Um,
Well,
like
given where it's from, I can understand.
legitimately worst death in fiction horrifying.
Yeah, like I said, given where it's from and what we already know about said place, I can believe it.
Um, but okay, so now they have like come upon uh like as like our group is like just resting and stuff. Tom Merlin is like kind of being wholesome.
Yeah,
Um,
this is one of the early points where Tom Maryland starts to like appeal to us as the audience, and also we get like he's like performing. He's kind of getting
yeah,
close to the
if
boys, but not in like a weird way. It's like
if you remember the Lord of the Rings movies, like when Boromir appeals to Aragorn to give the hobbits some rest, like right after Gandalf dies. It's kind of like that, but like not in that sense. Like he's cheering them up from the trauma by like teaching them how to juggle, like still telling them stories while like still not like shying them away from this harsh life.
yeah. No, it feels like Tom has already realized that whatever fate these lads have, it is going to be kind of rough, and he is trying to like prepare them as much as possible and
Yeah,
give them as many options to kind of be more comfortable as possible. It feels like he's very concerned with that. He doesn't want them forced into some Aes Sedai plot.
yeah, and I mean, if you think about it, being a juggler is probably some very skilled thing to get you off the street.
Well, wait, we know that because Rand and Matt basically make their living for a
Yeah,
large part
it
of this
is.
book
It is
as
very plot
artists.
important. Um, and then as like they're doing this, they come upon Valerian, and um, Rand and the Two Rivers folk have never seen a city before, and
Yep.
Valerian is it's a shithole. Like it is, um, in this world, it is kind of like the Detroit, um, but like they still find it majestic because it is far bigger than anything they've ever seen before.
Yeah, it's like somebody who's from like
Wyoming.
Randomville, Texas. Well, so like I don't know, like Sergeant Nebraska or
Ugh,
like
Cheyenne, Wyoming.
I was gonna say I'm like pulling up like small town names here.
I think the best example is Cheyenne, Wyoming, where it's kind of a town, but like, is it really? And then, because a fun stat about Cheyenne, there is only two escalators in the entire state of Wyoming, and they are both in Cheyenne. And then you like take them to Detroit. It's Detroit, but like they're still like you know in awe at its scale.
Yeah, they're like the never good example. No,
Uh,
that doesn't count. It's fucking Maui. Hold on. Well,
um,
Island Park, Idaho. That's come up on this list.
and then something that I really like is alternate names. So Moraine and Land use different names wherever they go. So obviously their true names are Land and Moraine. Um,
Yeah.
but like
Uh,
in different like locations, they use different names to like
well, you
differentiate
kind of
themselves.
want to obscure yourself a little because as much as like, for example, like there's some leeway you can have with your actual names. Like obviously they can be Lan and Moraine in the small town of Edmonds Field.
Yeah,
But
or like for example, like in territory that's friendly to them, such as Shianar or Tarvalon.
yeah,
Uh, but like in Balerion or areas that are more friendly to the Children of the Light, where, for example, being a warder or a Aes Sedai is not as advantageous. It is more wise to use different names because, well, your leverage isn't that
it,
useful.
it is funny talking to people about it because everybody seems to pronounce it differently. Like I obviously am gripping to the audiobook pronunciation. So when you say Tarvaldon, I say Tarvalon.
Mm. I mean, I say like Tarvalone or like
Yeah.
Tarvalon.
Yeah, that Tarvalon is how it's pronounced in the
Mm.
audiobook, and I like that pronunciation more.
Um, and Moraine has a lot of like contacts and connections and stuff. So, like for example, the gatekeeper in this city is one of her contacts.
Yes.
So, like,
Which makes sense, because if you're an Aes Sedai trying to, like, essentially fight against the Dark One,
well,
but you're not, like, the most well-respected organization for various reasons, including the Aes Sedai themselves being kind of schemy fucks,
well,
is implied.
one thing is her particular Aja specializes in informants. So this is a minor thing, but the Blue Jaw has a gigantic sphere of spies, informants, and basically waypoints that like
Which
are way stations for themselves.
which does make sense. Like I don't know, anyone who is not anyone in who is like doing this level of like effort against like a supernatural foe who is not having employing, well, especially a supernatural foe as subversive as the bad guys in this setting. Just given what I've seen from what I've read of Grey Hunt so far.
Yeah, and well, um, another thing is like they are running a continent-wide operation, and they're the only Aja that like doesn't sit on their laurels and like actually goes out. So they need that like operation and network. So like Moraine basically benefits from like this huge network that she largely has made for herself. I'll just say, this is largely her baby and another characters.
Which makes sense.
Three-way split, I think I would say.
Oh wait, yeah, no, I forget about Leanne. Uh, actually, how did I forget about the hottest one?
You didn't. You
um,
said Moraine.
well, no, I think Jordan is quite literally clear about the hottest one.
I don't
That being
care. I don't care what Robert Jordan says about this. In my mind, when it comes down to a Moraine, Shuan, and Leanne argument, Moraine is the hot one.
I
based.
feel like I have to abstain as the only non-straight person here.
She's the
Um,
tiny, slim but curvy, curly-haired, brown-eyed brunette.
she
Yes,
isn't described as plump.
she is not described. Why does everyone have this insane idea that all the women in this fucking books are described as plump? It is not a thing.
It's happened a lot.
It is a thing people have
Also,
made up from whole cloth. I do not understand it.
I hope you guys are not getting that snoring. If you are, it is my dog.
It's fine. I don't hear anything. Um,
I also do
anyways,
not.
the informant kind of tells Moraine what's been going on in the world. So the Children of the Light are in the city, and that is a very bad thing because the children are very anti. Um,
They're very
Today.
zealous.
yeah,
The the book makes that very clear that they're extremely, even the most tame among them that we encounter in this book is still himself pretty zealous.
They are essentially religious zealots without the religion part.
yeah. Um, and basically, the White Cloaks are amassing in like the kingdom that is like officially ruling over all this area, but really isn't. Uh,
Yeah, okay. I know they're established as being particularly prevalent in Camelin.
yes,
They have power in Camelin, but they essentially rule Amadisha.
yeah. They're trying
And
to gain Camelin in this book.
And the only reason they're getting away with it is because Morghese is distracted.
Oh wait, is Morghese dealing with a certain individual at this time?
Yes, although it's not shown till later.
Oh, that makes sense. It all makes sense.
oh yeah, Morgaine does appear in this book, and
Hmm.
she is a particularly interesting character when she does so.
I like Morghese. She's a good character.
Yeah, Morgaise. Yep. Yeah. You pronounce it the same way as the audiobook.
I don't really know what to say to that one. I'm not sure how else I would pronounce that one. It just seems obvious, I guess.
I don't know how it's like written or spelled. That's the thing.
Just for the sake of reference, boys, we have handily breezed past the 2 hour limit we were on last time with, what, 6 of us? And we are approaching 3 hours right now.
And I feel like, well, I feel like we've made more progress, but I also feel like we've made less in a weird way.
I think we skipped more last time without realizing because there were so many of us.
Yeah. I think especially because like Evan hadn't like read it recently.
Mhm. Um, I think we've made a lot of progress because we got through like the Metaferin speech, and now we're at Bilverian, which is frankly like when we get to Min is like kind of where I think is a good end.
Yeah,
That makes
If
sense.
that, or if you guys want to continue to Shatter Logoff.
I was gonna say I'd like to get Shadow Lokoff, but I don't
All
think
right.
I think that would be another 2 hours on the stream.
I don't know if I'm going to make it another 2 hours.
I
I'm
would
not going
also
to lie.
say I would like to do Shatter Logoff with like if Jam could make it or if Evan could make it or others because
Yeah,
Shatter
yeah.
Logoff
I
is
think
cool as
Jam should
hell.
definitely be there for that one.
Yeah, because well, it's Shatter Logoff, and as a person
Aragorn.
who's getting close to a certain chapter in another book, I am very interested to revisit it.
But
I
it's gonna be interesting
understand
because
what you are saying.
I'm intending to like get through more of the Great Hunt.
I am very excited for you to get through Great Hunt because Great Hunt has some great stuff.
He's
Yeah,
just going to keep saying the
I
word
haven't
flicker
been
until you
reading
understand what he
recently.
means.
Well, not even Flicker, but like also Rand almost
Don't
nuking the
fucking lie to
world.
me, Kizo. I know how much you love Flicker.
Not even that. I really like. Sorry, but like I'll keep this quick. But like,
Wait. I'll tell you where I am. Rand is still escaping the. We're still in the early chapter where Rand is escaping
He's
the
still in Falmoran.
yeah the main the
ah,
opening area.
um, Jake.
Oh, so you haven't gotten to the...
No, I haven't been reading in the last like
Hmm,
week or two.
Has... Okay, hang on. Let me phrase this one carefully. Has anyone gone into the dungeon
We did the
post?
dungeon. We did do the dungeon.
Yeah, no, but like post all of the big drama. You either will or won't know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
Okay, that's fair enough. You will
Okay,
shortly then.
yeah. Dake, I not even because of the thing that we were talking about, but there's some like great humor just in a meta sense. Like Rand almost Choden Cal that I laugh hysterically when I think of that.
Man,
All
there's
right.
some really funny moments in these books.
Let's try it. Let's try and
Yeah.
end this in the next 30 minutes. So,
Mhm.
where are we
So
in the story?
they're arriving at the gates of Valerian, and they're being basically informed about like the
Every
white
time you
cloaks in the
say that, I
city.
can't help but hear Valerian.
Um,
Valerion Steel. Is that what is that what the local pickpockets call themselves? Valerion Steel.
I don't. I'm not sure where he's getting the beryl.
I
It's like
listen.
you're saying beryllium. Like it's berylon.
Mm,
It's just
Yeah,
berylon.
okay.
Barrelon is
I
how
think I'm
I've.
suffering from reading George recently because I kind of like find it similar to like the spelling of Valerian the Black Dread.
Oh well, there's a lot of like pseudo Greek, pseudo Celtic stuff in the spelling in both. Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Okay,
So like
yeah,
I'm kind of
I
borrowing
can
the
see
spelling
that.
of both.
Yeah, Barrelon is how I interpreted it.
I got one for you. There's a town not that far from me, but there's a town the next county over from me. It's in Wicklow, and it's called Gorey, and its name in Irish is Guer, and it is spelled Guiaore,
Oh wait, dig.
just like that big false dragon.
We get our first mention of the the
Carathon cycle.
Carrieathon style
Uh,
cycle.
uh, I don't know why you're playing coy, Dake. We all know you live in Edinburgh.
I wish I lived in Edinburgh, man. I loved Edinburgh. I've only ever been there
He,
once,
he
but I would
lives in
happily go
Dunbar.
back. And I would happily go
Well,
back. A city,
I
a
was
city
gonna
full
say
of Scottish redheads. Yes, fucking line me up, baby. I'm there.
but I was gonna say the joke is he's Irish and not Scottish. But yeah,
Uh,
I don't care, man. I don't care. A hot redhead's a hot
some
redhead.
people care and some people don't have noticed. I think the Americans care more than the actual
mm,
I
Scottish and
don't
Irish
think.
do.
I don't really want to get into a big serious thing, but like for a split second tangent, I suppose it's fun enough. I don't think people realize how closely related Irish and Scottish are. Like, we are very closely related.
Yeah, you guys are
More so,
essentially
more
like
so even than the Italians and the Spanish.
yeah, you guys are essentially
um,
cousins culturally.
I
Well, not essentially. We
apologize
are
if
literally cousins. The people that left here to go there, like, I mean, you could argue the only Irish colony in all of human history is Scotland.
mm, I would agree with that, but that is for another time. As Dake, the like one of the most interesting setups in the books has like appeared
All right, hit us.
with. So the Karyafon cycle has been mentioned, and basically our like main three are questioning like what is this city called Tyr? What are the people of the dragon? Um, and like why is it so important for like the false dragons to get to there? And basically the prophecies of the dragon are very important because it tells the story of the end times. Um,
Well, yeah, but not only that, it's also a checklist of how you prove you are the dragon.
how to become chosen one, and
Well, not so much how to become,
how
more
to prove.
very much more how to prove. Like
Yeah,
anyone can technically fulfill a couple of them, but only one
it's
person can
also
fulfill all of them.
yeah, it's also at this point that I realize that Jordan probably didn't know everything to do with the cycle at this point because
I
he
disagree. I disagree
okay.
immediately. I I don't want to
So
sound like I'm flexing literary
eight.
muscles here or anything, but I've read a really quite stonking amount of books, and I've found three people who have managed to handle prophecy well as a mechanic and also fold it into the story in such a way that it works. Jordan is only
Okay,
one of the three.
if I could make my point, I would say because uh, he specifically says that. Oh wait, oh shoot, this is Tom speaking, not Moraine. Never mind.
Yeah, no, the Carathon cycle in terms of the entire story of Wheel of Time is very much a living part of the story. It
Yeah,
is
because
it is almost a character.
yeah, I know what you mean because I remember in book 2 and 3, Moraine mentions Kalendor by name, and in book 1 right here it isn't mentioned, and I thought Moraine was speaking, but it's Tom.
Well, that's understandable because they do both make different references to the prophecies.
Yeah, and well, Moraine out of anybody would probably know what Kalendor is because well,
Well,
only the Aes Sedai would have knowledge about what Kalendor is.
Rangi, we're at one of these awkward points where you can just like pull your headphones off for a second, or you can get a spoiler.
Because Tom wouldn't know what Kalendor is because the Lords of Tyr
Well,
keep it a secret.
hang on. Let Rengi respond first.
I mean, he's muted.
Oh, okay. Well, should we assume he's deaf? Okay, I guess he's
Yeah.
probably deaf as well. Okay, so just to get that out of the way real quick. The thing with Tom and Moraine is they are both telling Rand parts of the prophecies from different perspectives. Tom is trying to warn him away from anything that could possibly suggest he is even a false dragon, whereas Moraine is very much trying to lead him towards fulfilling the prophecies that would make him the dragon.
Mm.
Okay, Rang. Okay,
I
you know
mean,
what? I'll ping him on Discord because obviously there's no point in saying it out loud.
could we assume that Tom would have knowledge that Kalendor exists, though?
Yes, yes, definitely. Okay, no, this is a good point actually. While he's still deadened, yeah, no, like from what we know, okay, from where you are already, you know that there's way more to Tom than you thought there was.
Yes,
Like
he
he is
was
way more
basically,
clued in
yeah,
on basically
he was
everything.
basically like in Andor, but
Yeah,
I don't think that that position would imply that you're or that
do no, not
or
do.
that
Have
or
you
being
come up to the reason why he sympathizes with Rand yet?
no.
Okay, in that case, I have to shut up because there is a lot more context that you are not yet aware of,
Hmm.
and there is a lot of reason that Tom would be very, very familiar with the prophecies.
Uh, Basically, from where I'm at, I know Tom is very much in the know, but from everything in the Dragon Reborn
Yeah,
and
no,
the Shadow
you get that
Rising,
he's politically and smart clued in, but
yeah.
you're not sure why he's involved yet.
However,
There is a good reason, and I can't ruin it for you.
basically, like my thing is the common nobility and even some of the upper nobility of the world, unless you're like, you were tutored in Tarvalon, um, probably don't know about Kalendor's existence because
Yeah.
the Lords of Tyr go through such lengths,
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah.
right? Like all the other false dragons, from our point of view, only know, hey, we must take the Sword of Tyr, and the Sword of Tyr must fall when the people of the dragon unite, and when I claim the sword that cannot be touched, but they have no idea what those two parts
Must take
mean.
the sword that is not a sword from the heart of the stone in a fortress that has never been conquered.
Yeah. And they all assume, oh, hey, the people of the dragon are the people who are like my followers.
Okay, Gizo, we have to stop because we're kind of being assholes to
Yeah.
Rangi right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just ping him and get him back in. There's the easy way. There's the easy way.
It's very interesting to like see the cycle looking back.
I can't wait until you get a couple of books further in than you are, because you're going to say that exact same thing several times over.
I feel like I
You're
will.
going to get a new perspective on so many people so many times. And
Well, there's so
I'm
many
excited
parts
to see
of the
how you take
cycle.
it.
Twice for Remembrance Lost.
Once
I
the
love
dragon
that
to
book.
mark him true, twice the dragon to set him. No, once the heron to mark him true, twice the heron to set his path. Once the dragon to. No.
Twice the dragon is to mark him true. Or wait, no. Once
Too
the
many
dragon
fucking
is to.
prophecies. Fuck. I have to stop cursing so much on live streams. This isn't good.
I guess we can
Mangy, come
plot
back to
refresh
us.
while we rate. Hello, Jam.
Are you guys live?
We
Yes.
are live. Do you want me to add your hang on. I was taught how to do this earlier on. I can totally do this.
Hold on. Wait, does his voice come up in the... Hold on, Jam, say something? Great.
Jam, say something real quick.
Hello, Jam. Are you guys live?
Hello?
Yes. Okay, your voice does come up.
Yeah, it does.
Alright.
Okay, so let's see. How do I do the thing? Okay.
We are currently in Balerion talking about the Carryothon cycle.
Oh, hey, Jam is here.
Mangy, help me out
hello.
here. How do I add Jam?
You don't need to. It's all good.
Dake has
I
been
would've thought
obsessed
this-
with OBS.
I would have thought that the stream would have been over by now.
This is a learning process. Well, it would have been, but you see, we've spent about an hour talking about Wheel of Time, and a great deal of time talking about everything
Yeah.
the fuck else.
Yeah, Dake kind of brought up a show poster, and we got into a little rant.
Yeah, well,
You two,
we have had
hang on. Hang on.
We have
you
had...
two were talking shit about 40k for like 15 minutes before you realized we were live. Do not put this shit on me, Ricky Bobby.
I was gonna say, we've had a tangent into like every fucking universe.
Okay, so
Which is kind of the fun part.
There have
for
been
anybody
several
that's listening
moments,
to
Jam,
this
where
right
we called
now,
out waiting for you, though. I'm not gonna lie.
all right.
so for anybody that's listening to this right now, I am ahead of everyone here except for Dake, but that doesn't count because he's already read it multiple times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm the furthest behind. Dake is the furthest ahead, and the other two are somewhere in the middle.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Jam is definitely not in the middle, I would say, because he said A Memory of Light.
Jam is almost
Oh.
finished.
I have 100 pages of A Memory of Light left. Got like
Jesus
100
Christ.
pages.
Stop.
My
I
man.
was actually in VC because I wanted to I was reading the last part with a buddy because he also read the books. The last part of the last battle. Jesus Christ.
Is that
Add him to
Slev?
the group.
I'm talking about Slev, the one guy.
Oh.
in-
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
Slev's
okay, yeah. Slev was mentioned earlier. You can say his name.
I mean, you guys can talk to him about that. I'm not gonna get on his
I
case
mean,
about it.
Slev is also a common. Like, we know like 2 or 3 different Slevs. So
The way you say that makes it sound like a slur.
Yeah.
Fucking Slevs.
Actually, if it's all the same to you guys, I'll probably head out. But I wanted to talk to Dake a little bit after the stream is over.
All right, yeah, that's probably a good call because I don't want to be spoiled for A Memory of Light.
So yeah, does that sound good, Dake?
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. That's the thing. I already talked about how like you 3 need to have like a stream outside of me to talk about things.
I would. I mean, if
I need to
See,
catch
I
up
don't know,
before we do that.
what
I
exactly
need
is,
to swear a blood oath to not like actually watch that. By the way.
I would actually like to do like a one-on-one like a Red Rising talk in here with me and Dake. That'd be kind of cool.
That
That
would
would
be.
be cool.
We should do that at some point.
Anyways, toodaloo.
But yeah, I'm gonna head
we're
out.
gonna
Just
get
let me
done.
know when you guys are done, and I'll head back in.
Cheers.
No worries, man.
Yeah.
All right, so where are we?
So we're in the Carrier Fund cycle where Tom is basically explaining the prophecies of the dragon to Rand and what Tyr is and like why it's important to the false dragons. Tyr is basically where the false dragon is to prove himself as true. So he is to claim the sword that is not a sword from the fortress that has never fallen. And when that fortress falls, it is a signal that the dragon has been reborn.
Yes.
And the fortress can only can only fall when the people of the dragon are united.
No, not united. The fortress can only fall when the people of the dragon come to take it.
Oh wait, yeah. And basically, none of our characters in this conversation know what this means because Moraine is not in this conversation.
Nobody. No, Moraine doesn't know what it means either.
Because Moraine doesn't know
She
who
has
people
a
are.
vague hint that she thinks might be right.
Yeah, because nobody knows who the people are.
No. She has the vaguest idea, and Shuan has the vaguest idea, and that's I guess Varen, maybe?
I mean, if
otherwise,
anybody,
that's it.
if anybody else, it would be Varen.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like man, we cannot glaze Varen enough. She is a fucking champ.
Varen is the one with brain cells.
And balls. Probably the biggest balls of any single character in the entire fucking series. Like, Varen's just like, I'm just gonna do X because someone has to. So, okay then. God damn woman.
Tom explains like how the sword, like he doesn't know what the sword is because like the High Lords only know what it is, but
well, no one knows. They know that they know that it's called the sword that isn't a sword, and that's it. And a couple, well, I can't say that. I can't say that because Rangi. Yeah, you know what I'm
Some
thinking.
people know what it is.
Yeah, or think they do. Yeah.
Yeah, it is one of the best payoffs in the series.
And it keeps paying off.
This cycle is like basically the plot in general. In each book, it has a kind of like our main plot of the books is what will be the next completion of the cycle. Because this isn't.
Can you imagine the amount of effort Jordan put into doing that? Like,
yeah,
he had to have sat down, written out the entire basic plot of the story, then written out the entire basic fucking plot of the prophecy, and then applied every part of it to every part of the books, and then said, this is how I'm going to use it as an epilogue to each book.
And
like, can you imagine the effort that took?
Oh yeah, and
that probably hours and hours of consideration, hours and hours
thousands of hours, right?
Deliberation. Thousands. Yeah, that's why I just have to say hours and hours. It's it could easily be more than thousands.
One of the best things that I really like is every epilogue of the book is a completion of that part of the cycle. So the cycle is the main plot, that being plot A. Plot A is the cycle and the completion of that. And every other plot revolves around helping the completion of that cycle.
And then you get the application to how it revolves, well, not how it revolves around, the application to how it interacts with the prophecy. Yeah. I
And
can't
it
believe
is.
we've actually managed to say this much without spoiling anything for Rengi.
Oh
This
my
is
god,
quite impressive in a way.
I wanna say so many
I
things right
know,
now.
man, I know. I'm killing myself. My hands are actually clasped under the desk.
I wanna. I
Look, Dake. The funny thing is, we are going to get the reverse when we get into Mistborn.
I really
No, we're
shouldn't have
not.
this.
I've read all of Mistborn.
Wait,
No,
Dave,
no, no.
I
What?
really
Not the
shouldn't have
reverse
this
with
PSP.
you, and not the reverse with you,
But
but the
me,
reverse with me and Gizo.
yeah.
Oh, okay,
Also,
okay. I see what you mean.
now that I think about it, I really shouldn't have this PFP.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, you
fine.
don't even know what this means, so.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna know what it means, but also I do read all of your spoiler messages. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna say that.
I know.
It's sad. Yeah, we haven't talked about the Shadow Rising or Fires of Heaven, I think, like at all. So,
Well,
you think,
I'm just too curious of a person. Oh, well, we
well,
talked about this earlier. I'm an extremely
yeah,
curious person.
you're curious, but right now you're only spoiling yourself about like A Memory of Light, the Great
That doesn't matter. I'm not gonna remember
Rangi
it
has
when I
outed
read it.
himself as the third cat in Highmark.
um, and like, so you haven't spoiled anything about like the Shadow Rising or the Fires of Heaven, where like a
Well,
lot
I'm
of
also
stuff
not
that
gonna
you want to talk
remember
about
anything
is.
I'm not gonna remember anything I've spoiled myself for when I actually get to it.
I mean, yeah, no way you
I
remember that
don't
for A Memory of
think
Light.
anything in particular has been spoiled for him yet. I wouldn't necessarily swear to it, but I don't think it has.
Certain characters' deaths have been spoiled to me, but
Yeah,
I do
Wait,
remember
hang on.
those.
those
Hang on.
probably are
Well, I
mean.
always expected those. I always expected deaths. So.
I mean, those deaths are also like meaningless because like you
I
don't
kind
know
of wonder who he's
they
talking
probably
about
are.
because, well, you can imagine why.
Her
Yeah.
name starts with an E.
Oh wait, but you just spoiled that for me.
Wait, from book 2?
No, I think he's talking about A Memory of Light.
Oh,
Mm.
oh,
I
oh,
was gonna say,
Rangi.
well,
That's a bad
so
Rangi. Chat,
the joke was
chat.
no, that's
I
the
know we
thing. The
haven't
joke
addressed you
had,
directly in a while, but chat, I want you to abuse Rangi very badly for that one. That
Rangy,
was a
what the
bad thing
hell?
to do.
Rangy, you just
wait,
spoiled that for me.
who do you think I meant? Because I just said a random letter.
Egwene.
Get him, chat.
No, I actually did
Kick
say
his
a
ass.
random letter, and there's certain letters that the characters are named after.
Two of our main characters have an E at the start of their names. You should
Yeah.
have said W.
Well, you say that, but I rolled a die to decide the letter.
See now, chat,
So
while
maybe-
they're doing this, I'm in an awkward position because I can neither confirm nor deny anything.
Yeah, no, I'm going to memory purge that for myself because I don't want to like think that's true for A Memory of Light.
You know what? You know what? Spoiler alert: Rue dies at the end.
Okay, so
I already got-
where are we actually now in the book?
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's a good segue. I
We
agree.
have just met Min.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
well, considering that's quite a benchmark, I think that and the fact we are nearly 3.5 hours in, do we want to maybe call it there and pick up next time?
This
Yeah.
is probably a good end point.
Mhm.
And then
So
we
after
get
all that talk of
into-
last time when we thought we made it to Berlon, this time we actually have.
yeah,
Yeah.
we made it to,
And it only took us 7 weeks.
We've made it to the Barrelon, and then we're gonna reach the evil.
We are so good at
shadowy
this.
area.
Yeah. Okay, so next
area.
time we'll go Balerion to Shatter Logoth, hopefully, and then from there Shatter Logoth to Camelin.
Oh yeah, I'm so fucking excited for Shadow Logoth.
We can do it.
My goal is to read a certain
I'm going
Mark
to
before I get there.
actually Because I do have the physical book now. I am actually going to physically like read Shadow Logos to make sure. And what are we planning to do this next week or the week after?
I would
Whenever really.
like
I
to
don't think
get
we
the
have
next one in next week, but it will, as ever, depend on, availability.
Uh,
scheduling.
are we aiming for next Saturday then?
I
Yeah.
think it seems to
Wait,
make sense, yeah.
I might have plans next Saturday, but if
Um.
I'm not here, I give you permission to go without me.
Yeah.
I
Next
have
Saturday
to.
Oh,
I'm
thank you
I
good.
very
think
much, Randy.
Just
Burger has plans with me.
I'm just not good for the 15th.
Alright, well,
Yep.
we'll play it by ear. Now, let
Yeah.
us do the most important thing. First things first, chat. Gizo has no YouTube. So, even though there is not really any chat yet, you must give him terrible, terrible abuse until he gets one.
That is
Okay,
true. You need to start a history channel.
that's about as much as I can do for that one.
You
Rangi,
specifically need to start your own history channel, though, Giza.
Uh, probably.
Rangi, tell the
Yeah.
people what you're
Okay.
doing.
Okay. So I do occasional anime reviews, or other pop culture stuff, but mostly anime, and I do gaming streams. Right now, I'm doing the Arkham series. So if you're interested in the Arkham series, do that. Other than that, I oftentimes at this point have Dake as a guest while I'm doing the Arkham series. So that's a thing, and we're planning a drinking stream eventually, probably in a few months when I'm less busy. For the Suicide Squad game.
Yeah, feel free to bet money on which of us survives that one.
Uh, I'm betting. Look, I would bet on the Irishman, but you're too obvious. I'm betting Arkham survives.
Well, he already said he wasn't drinking, so that's an easy bet.
Yeah, that's the joke.
He's just not trying hard enough.
But
Alright,
count
well,
it.
I
He has
suppose
to
that seems
actually
like a.
watch the Suicide Squad game,
I don't want to
and
watch
so
it. I
he
have to
might
fucking
still
play it.
kill
That's bad
himself.
enough.
Yeah, he might still kill himself.
He's a big boy. He'll be fine. Alright, that seems like a good time to call it. Chat, it has, as always, been an absolute pleasure for you to listen to us spurging out about every possible thing other than the book we're talking about.
Oh, there's one other channel we need to plug. Check out Iron Mandrill because he makes
Yeah.
That is true. Iron was mentioned, and I did put his channel in the description. So yeah, check out our man Iron. He also does a show at Rangi. They have
Yes. He
the
also
fun
does make
times.
all of my thumbnails. Does a lot of like
He also
pop
made this
culture
thumbnail.
stuff. Yeah, he does a lot of pop culture stuff with comics and stuff like that. So if you're into that stuff, I recommend it.
And it probably won't sway you one way or another, but he has the most uncanny ability to read my mind at all times, and I just don't understand it.
The drunk understands the drunk.
Anyways, toodaloo.
Game recognizes game. Alright.
Yep.
Good night, chat. Have a good time. Be good. Be good to one another. Be excellent.
Bye-bye.
Bye.